Opportunity to come back from the loser side of the bracket, but that's a harder road to go through.
Watching heavy punch to kind of check Punk as he advances towards Idom. Again, granted, we've seen Idom play out of this corner before. He's totally fine with giving up some of the estate to kind of force these errors from Punk. It's just a matter of time, though. The counter pokes have been so on point for Idom, but Pink still hasn't found the proper opening.
I love that B reversal. Get out of that situation, yeah. And then you see he's hitting the light punch every time. It is Poison's turn after that. All right, good confirm. Okay, I love that.
Yes, sir.
He shimmied himself, and there it is. He shimmied after blocking Punk's move, got the whip throw, and then got the damage. Idom is going to advance to Grand Finals 3
Último día.
over Punk. That is a message being sent by Idom right there, and it's probably sent with complete lack of expression, facial expression changes, and you know he's probably like, yeah, I did it.
To be fair though, I mean, this is the first time we've
Último
seen
día de la EVO,
Idom
weón.
Winners Finals,
Último día.
that moment in the Capcom Pro
Viendo
Tour,
finales.
Punk actually reset the bracket, right?
Street
Complete
Fighter,
dominance. So we'll see if he manages
Street
to
Fighter
do so
V.
again. However, he has to face off against two people that he's been playing and are very good friends of, Rob TV and or Smug, I should say. But again, I feel like Smug is pretty much his roommate right now, so that's going to be kind of interesting. On the other hand, Rob TV and Smug, it's going to be pretty interesting to see how that's going to play out.
Yeah, so Rob TV and Smug, I mean, we were talking about it earlier. Rob TV basically, you know, becoming one of the strongest players, not just in North America, I would say, but I'm talking about in the world at this point in time. We saw a lot of his potential out there, and he is such a strong player, and I'm excited to see him in this position. But he is going up against fan favorite of Smug, who is just, you know, like I said, he's electrifying. His streams are amazing. One of the most personal, you know, best personalities in the community.
And again, as with everything going on with EVO, we do want to give a big shout out to Hitbox. Again, take control with the Hitbox over at hitboxarcade.com/EVO to check one out for yourself. Again, it's done wonders for a lot of the players in the fighting game community, having that other kind of play style, that diversity in your play style. And again, be sure to check it out, hitboxarcade.com/EVO. In the meantime, we're going to get ourselves ready for the losers semifinals after this break. So don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more of EVO Online.
Uf, 3 minutos, weón. Oh, weón, qué mala suerte.
into it again with the East Coast
Volvió.
here in the North America region for EVO 2021 online. Vicious here with James Chen bringing you all the action we just saw.
James Chen.
IDOM versus Punk. That just happened in the winners finals. If you missed it, I highly encourage you guys to check out the VODs. But man, it was a complete shutout from IDOM. Pure domination, 3-0. But again, we've seen them play before. We don't know what's going to happen towards the end. Punk might just pull it off just like CPT. Who knows? But the story is now, loser semifinals is happening. Rob TV versus Smug is what we can expect.
Yeah, so we're going to find out who Punk even has to play against to make it back into grand finals. Like I said, Smug have always been a fan favorite, one of the most enjoyable streams out there for fighting game players. So if you guys want to check out his channel as well. Actually, both of these guys are super entertaining, right?
Yes.
We've got Hollywood Rob TV.
Hollywood!
I'm sorry. Yeah, exactly. Hollywood Rob TV, as it were. And Smug here again. Should we call him... What is he, Orlando Smug now? I'm not sure,
man.
but...
No, he's still... Come on, because he's the originator of, you know, the mayor of Duff City, and he still retains that title, right?
That's true. There you go. The mayor of Duff City, Smug. Like I said, both of these players being huge fan favorites. So, I'm really curious who the chat is actually going to be rooting for here. But it is going to be quite the match. And again, Rob TV, a player who has really been making his way up into the upper stratosphere of fighting game players.
Yeah, and you know, it's kind of wild to see it transpire, or at least turn into that. The way that Rob TV's been taking multiple routes for Street Fighter League in general, right? He's been a player, he's been a host, he's done multiple things on the stage for Capcom Pro Tour, right? Him transcending into an all-rounder for the realm of Street Fighter V has been a phenomenal journey. But I will say, Smug, on the other hand, has been doing real big things with that G, taking down a ton of names on the way over, including players like Shine. He's the one that sent Rob TV into losers. He's taking out Metro M, etc., etc. So we'll see what happens with this G.
Yeah, and let's see if Rob TV is going to be acting like he's not going to get command grabbed here. Of course, as I said, one of Punk's signature moves. Oh, nice!
Oh, yes! I love that stoppage there too. He was playing in the pocket just in case G wanted to escape via an airborne solution or maybe like a buffered normal. He covered both options really well, and now it's Rob TV just a different pace.
Here we go.
Than we've seen before.
Everything into V-Trigger confirms for G. And look at that corner carry, just like that. All of a sudden, all the way into the corner, and here we go. There's going to be more big damage from Smug.
Oh, and just a regular throw. You had to see, man, all options presented that could have killed. Forced Rob TV to sit there and take that throw. We don't blame him.
Yeah, again, why didn't he go for the command grab? Obviously, you can't tech that. Long startup, and if Rob decided to neutral jump or backdash, he could have killed him. With the regular throw, the whip is so fast, you could recover in time in case they jump. It's a smart decision by Smug to go for the regular throw.
Speaking of smart decisions, Rob using that meter very well for himself, covering Smug's option of the fireball in the neutral. And I gotta say, this is a huge life deficit for Smug. Moving past the fireball again, really testing the young man's reactions. We're gonna see an activation though. Check the lens, of course.
Ooh, I think Smug was actually trying to go up for the command throw that time. Yep, and there you go. Rob smartly staying low blocking. Oh no, not anymore. Never mind.
Tiene unos ataques parecidos a Q, weón.
It was an anticipation for the uppercut, but it's not going to be anything too big to fear, even if Rob TV did
Al
manage
Q
to
original del Street Fighter tiene unos ataques súper parecidos, weón.
Again, testing Rob TV, whether or not he's going to react in the mean streets of online. He's been 100% of that with the EX Tenko.
Ooh, just walks into that heavy kick.
Yeah, and also checking immediately after to see if Rob TV's kind of is going to inch his way forward. Right, that low forward is really much just like a tool to kind of keep Karen away. Not going to be able to cancel anything into it, really.
Oof, and there we go. There's that confirm off of the single hit crouching medium kick. Karen has one of the most confirmable crouching medium kicks in the game. One of her defining traits as
oh boy. He got away with murder on that one, right? He got away with the command dash. Smug tried to respond with the button, just got clipped instead with the counter hit. And we see the activation route from the roundhouse blocked by Rob TV. A choice to use the VF missile. Damn, he still got him with the jabs.
Yeah, it's gonna scale a lot, but the corner carries the important thing. Oh no! That's gonna be it right there. He has all the meter, doesn't even need to spend any of it, just go.
Oh, el mono raro, weón, ese weón.
Smug taking game number 1.
Off of a sequence where we thought Smug was going to continue on with the combo, opts to drop and get the reset. It wasn't a drop, I should say, for sure. He opts to get the reset and catches Rob TV slipping in 4K. Gets him with the EX reset, huh? Not today.
See, I mean, the one big problem so far, we haven't seen any command grabs from Smug. Come on, we've got to see those signature command grabs from him.
That's the wild thing, right? He's already got a W on the board without it. He hasn't really had to show that kind of tactic yet. We haven't even seen the real conditioning either. A lot of the damage that came out from Smug has been a lot of explosive damage coming from V Trigger.
All right, here we go, the corner pressure. We saw this from Punk, remember? This is what Karen wants to do. She gets into the corner and just starts being oppressive in the corner. But that's the problem, is that G has such good range on his normals. In the neutral, he can kind of nullify what Karen wants to do.
Yeah, having such fantastic normals to cancel into trigger to get the offensive going. And again, checking the legs once more for the movement. Also catching that V shift, but here comes Rob TV spinning that V gauge wisely. Doesn't want to use it for any sort of kill off of V trigger. He just wants to use it for
Oh!
In the critical arm. Yeah.
Oh, no. No puede ser, weón.
Come down to just one little small mistake at the end of the rounds, but that's the thing, right? Like, you want to say that, but that's what G does. That's what he preys upon. That's what that's his goal. He just needs you to make one mistake, and then he'll just take all your life away because that V trigger 1 is so strong.
Very, very true. And so we see Rob TV again. Man, you see how many lights he was pumping out? He was getting ready to buffer. He was buffering everything.
Yeah,
every day on a Sunday, this guy's a madman.
Oh, but there's that confirm, but drops the second one. Doesn't let the command dash run far enough. So a little bit of nerves, perhaps.
So on point, also from Rob TV.
You saw right there, Smug going for the light punch, crouching medium punch, confirm, not counter hit, so didn't cancel it. Smart stuff from Smug. Oh, there we go.
Stealing the turn back. Good Rob TV activation route again for fear stuff. Man, he's checked the movement how many times over? Smug is not there.
Qué raro.
With the dash low from G. That's 2 games, 2 rounds straight for Smug.
Every single time he has some, and you know what? A lot of it comes from the fact that he walked up to his face. Because when you walk up to
Qué
someone's
ventaja,
face,
weón,
they
en
wanna
cuanto a
walk
energía.
backwards. So he
Quita
walks up
demasiado
to
ese
him,
weón.
hits him with the jab and then goes low. And that latent reaction from Rob to try to walk backwards to build the distance again is what's causing him to stand up and get clipped by that low.
Ooh, we got the Hollywood coat on. That's what I'm
Qué manera de quitar energía, weón, ese weón.
It's serious time now.
Fresh count off the roundhouse. And it's a great way to kind of deter Smug from trying to press buttons in neutral. We haven't seen that option flexed enough. I feel like, so finding it the first time here should be a big sign that Rob TV might have to resort to it again. But Smug now firing away with his roundhouse, his heavier normals to check Karen.
Yeah, and again, that's the beautiful thing about G, is that he has the range on these normals, and now the activations here goes low. Yeah, you know Rob TV is gonna make sure he's blocking low, but that means he's gonna get opened up to the command throw potentially.
Did you see the counter hit confirm off with a jab? And do you see the coverage on the anti-air? He's all over it.
Yeah, he's ready for that jump out of the corner, but he has no more V trigger, so he's gonna have to do this just with the meter. He's got one V reversal also on deck that he
Hace lo que puede Rob TV, weón. Ese compadre. Se ha sostenido todo el rato, pero aún así. Aún así ha tenido que estar cayendo en las garras de Smug. Mira, weón, no se lo puedo sacar.
And that was going to be a checkmate scenario regardless. However, it's a huge deal when Smug gets to go into match point with full critical art.
Yeah, I mean, had Rob even managed to block that, And for Smug to spend all that meter, that would have been nice, but now Smug comes into this round with all the meter. Look at this, even knowing about the setup there, Smug is playing so strong. And again, this is the loser side of the bracket. Loser, this is out of the tournament.
I like the neutral being presented here by Smug, but again, as I see that obstacle for a sweep, not even trying to trigger. I don't even know if he had the trigger like at that point. I'm pretty sure he did, but finds the route anyway.
Toma harta ventaja Robot TV, weón.
G until you've beaten G, because this character has so much comeback potential.
Oh no!
You're actually dead. You're actually dead.
No!
Ever winning against G until you've won against G.
I couldn't phrase it any better myself. James was absolutely right. We saw the amount of red that showed up on the top left of that bar. Smug already knew. It was actually a done deal when he got that stun. He was like, you know, sometimes it just be like that. But no, honestly, Rob TV has been playing like the entire set with that life lead. He played it well, but just the burst damage of G is still so effective. That's why when you say that statement, it ain't over till it's over, it really stands out, especially playing against G.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why it's so significant to say that with G
¿Y dónde dejaron a la Rose? ¿Nadie jugó con Rose?
When you get that kind of a life lead, you know, even with the V trigger, you're like, okay, they could make the comeback, but I have to play cosmically bad for that to happen. G, you don't even have to play cosmically bad. That's just the nature of that character, and Smug showed you exactly why this character is a terror. And again, G's defense, not the greatest thing in the world, but his offense is just absolutely terrifying.
Yeah, but it was still wonderful to see. Unfortunately for Rob, he is now eliminated. Smug is going to be moving on to face off against his roommate, Pain. That's got to be pretty rough, but either way, it's been really cool to see just about everything that's been going down with EVO. And speaking of, there's so many things to pick up on the EVO line, as you can see here with the 10-0 merch. Man, they got some new stuff in the building. That's what I'm talking about. I like that.
Yeah, you
at
can
least
see.
one thing. Yeah, one thing's. Oh man, that's actually pretty beast with Harada. I love that one. That's pretty tight. Anime Illuminati on there as well. Sheesh.
The 10-0, the combo queens shirt as well. The beautiful KO on the Japanese cabinet, and of course the Markman and Ares. Oh, look at all these stickers.
Yeah.
Look at all this. Hey, where's your sticker pack, Jeremy? Where's your sticker pack?
I actually just bought Tasty Steve's instead. I was a big fan of his. I liked it, and of course the avoiding the puddle ones too. So I'd much rather pick those ones up. You see Marvin Obama, level up your game. I'm picking those up shortly as well. Big fans of all the folks over there, part of 10-0, doing a fantastic job providing all of the things that have been going on with the fighting game community. So again, be sure to pick up all that merch and support some of your favorite people, part of 10-0. I know you guys tune into each of them every day. Don't lie to me. I know you guys do.
All right. Well, I believe we are going to go to a break real quick, but before... Oh, actually, no. Word on the street. We're going to get one more match coming in here. All right, so let's actually get to the losers bracket match over here. And this is going to be Punk versus Smug. Again, this is to get into grand finals. Again, Punk wants to get that revenge against IDOM. Remember, when he won CPT, what did he say? Am I not the definition of clutch? Well, this is where that clutch has got to come in, taking out his friend and roommate, Smug, in the losers finals. So this is the match that's coming up.
O sea, se puede decir que el weón que juega con G es el mejor jugador de losers. Yo creo que va a llegar a ganar el bracket de losers ahora.
Playing levels.
Oh, en todo caso, weón.
Smug has also kind of been on the cusp of
Mario
greatness.
5.
We've seen the kind of accolades he's had over in Street Fighter 4, but in Street Fighter 5, right, he started to build that momentum for himself in the early years. Towards the end, it's like, how many times have we seen him in a grand finals spot, right? We might actually see it for the first time in a while here at EVO.
All right, well, again, it's going to be really interesting because, you know, we even talked about this during CPT this past weekend. Two people who have played each other a lot. Roommates. The match might not play out the way that we expect it to play out. In fact, you see Punk even here going with the Chun-Li. Remember how I talked about how G can kind of nullify Karin's
Chun-Li.
normals with the same range? Well, Chun-Li's normals are even better than Karin, so that's what Punk is gonna go for here.
On top of having a fireball as well, just in case you wanted to throw that option out there, it's pretty solid. Overall, Chun-Li, a bigger problem in this particular matchup.
Oh, well, not if you just eat jump-ins like that. But again, I mean, you can't be surprised. Punk plays this whole cast, don't forget. But obviously, he leans towards some characters more than others. Chun-Li is one of them. As long as Punk can play very, very strong footsies, this is that's a character.
¿Cuánta ventaja tiene G, weón, Lambarro?
Colleen, you'll see all sorts of characters as long as they have great neutral.
Even characters like Viendo, right? That was actually a very, very serious pick, but it's just a testament of how talented Punk truly is. But I'll say right now, Punk has done a fantastic job of deterring the threat that Punk is presented.
Oh!
Very smart, by the way. Oh, boy!
Activation, now you gotta deal with the corner carry and one more mix-up for life right there. Wake up!
A eso le llamo ventaja, weón.
What? Was trying to catch Smug pressing a
No, ese
button,
compa
but
tiene estudiado el
nothing,
asunto, weón.
not even in the range.
Tiene más que estudiado todo esto, weón.
He's been looking for that spinning bird kick even way before that sequence. You can kind of see it after the knockdown from the V trigger combo. He backed away immediately against Punk, so you know he was sniffing out for the spinning bird kick.
Oh, what a whip! What? Oh, heavy kick against Chun, standing heavy punch. What?
Beautifully done. Big trade-off. Smug does not get the trade call. He attempted it though.
Yeah, you saw that moment where he tried to dash forward. Finding the moment to dash forward against an oppressive opponent like Punk is not easy.
And I like the patience that Smug has been playing at. Oh boy, big punish. You cannot let any of those fly. That's fully Punk has the frame data on lock.
I mean, it's the way Chun-Li has always been, even in Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 4, I should say. She had the 2-frame super, remember? It was like, she was the one character so many people couldn't actually be safe against. And not as fast in this game, but still one of the faster supers with far reach.
Yokosen is always going to be a problem for everybody, no matter what.
Yeah. In every game, 3, 4, 5.
Yep. Every time I see that sequence, it's PTSD all over again. How many times I've hit the KO screen immediately after that, I can't even imagine, or I can't even explain. But I'll tell you what, right now, Punk still in a very familiar position as the last round, slowly forcing Smug into this corner. How? By a plethora of heavy normals. This time, I'm concerned, this is going to be great for Punk forward throw now.
All right, here's pressure in the corner now. Backs off a little bit, yeah. He knows that, you know, one errant hit, just a raw activation. Tries to go for the low, but look at this. Punished by Punk on the wheel kick right there. Beautiful stuff.
Adivinaron el juego ya
That's the thing about Punk, right? He's really somebody who
al personaje de Q,
your mistakes.
O sea, de G.
Visually, he's got the reactions, right? Even when it comes to frame data, 100% in the bank of knowledge. Punk will definitely make you feel some type of way for doing something you shouldn't be doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And you cannot test Punk's reactions. I mean, that has always been one of Punk's biggest strengths as a fighting game player, is the reaction speed that he has. Look at that. Nice confirm into the bird kick as well.
It's so difficult, right? Just a single hit confirm from Punk. So consistent. The lockdown. This is the most pressure I've seen, right? So far from Punk in this top 4. Smug has not been able to get himself out of this situation yet. He's willing to duke it out with the roundhouses, but for how long?
Oh no, he tried an anti-air or something at the last second. Just ended up eating that jump attack, unfortunately. That is minus, so there's the V-shift.
Está perdido Smug.
You see Punk,
Ya con Chun-Li no va a poder hacer mucho.
Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that would have been in preparation for any sort of throw that might have come his way, but still, man, what are the... Punk just knows when you want to move forward. That fireball completely stopping G, that could have gone into a V-trigger activation as well.
Oh, that's going to be a clean jump in right there. So, going to be some... Oh, no, and now Smug dropping the combo. Oh, no. Smug had committed to doing the fireball mentally, so after Chun-Li jumped, still threw it and got hit.
backing out of harm's way, doesn't want to be involved in any sort of throw ranges, but now Smug slowly winding down with that trigger. He's trying to find a way in. He's going to do it with the fireballs, cancel into another special. He does it vice versa. He goes for the swing low instead.
But remember, this is G. We already saw in the last game, but remember, he used all those meters for the V shifts and the V reversals already. So he's not gonna have that comeback. And there you go, Punk again showing you can't just throw out those heavy kicks willy-nilly.
I was waiting for that actually, because Pink has done such a fine job of mixing up those options in the corner. There was a multitude of times where he's thrown Smug twice over. Then he would do a meaty stand strong, micro walk forward, stand strong again to make you think about pressing a button. And
Y lo finiquitaron a Smug, no pudo avanzar.
Crouching light, that was just so hard to call whether or not the
Estaba
throw was actually
chulista,
coming.
muy,
So
muy
Punk again
complicado.
conditioning Smug very well and finding that opening with throw bait into that low medium kick.
Yeah, it's really interesting because, like I said, G has the ability to control the neutral, but like I said, Chun-Li's normals are so
la
good.
tercera pelea ya. Aquí
Punk
se define.
is just dominating the neutral right now.
Yo
with
creo que
those
va a avanzar
Chun-Li buttons.
un poco este jugador Smug va a seguir avanzando a la final.
What are you gonna do about it when Punk just starts to walk
O sea,
towards you, right?
al premio más
You
que
saw
nada.
the start of the command grab. Punk managed to get very, very lucky on that one with the back throw.
There you go, just forcing Smug backwards towards the corner. You can see Punk how he's just kind of walking him in that direction with that stand, and then the confirm, the single.
No se sabía que se combina eso.
Heavy punches did he throw out? And he
Oh.
only activated on the hit. He gets the full combo, and Punk, one round away from sending Smug out of EVO in 3rd place.
I will say though, the amount of power that Punk has carrying over into this final round is not going to be great for Smug. Locked into this corner again. That was within 9 seconds, James. In 9 seconds, Punk has locked down Smug in a very, very unfavorable position. And it's going to look so difficult for Smug to get out.
And you're going to have to watch out for that heavy kick again as well. If he blocks that heavy kick, we're going to see a super from Punk to punish it again. Oh, here we go, the activation. And the V reversals again from Smug, choosing not to save for his own V trigger.
And it's going to be just fine, doesn't need it anymore. I will say, yeah, that was an excellent choice to use that V reversal to kind of suppress Punk from getting anything started with plus frames after that trigger activation, right? So he had a life lead. Smug opted to use it for defense, or use the V gauge for defense, and it paid off tenfold.
Jumping backwards into the corner, but immediately landing with the crouching medium punch to catch Punk trying to poke through there.
Slightly missing off the mark, no whip punch there from the side of Smug.
Wasn't a counter hit, wasn't going to confirm off of that, but he uses that opportunity to get in for the throw. And there's the V reversal from Smug. Again, always using his meter for V reversals. That's how oppressive the offense from Punk is. He doesn't want the V trigger, he just wants to get out of there.
And the thing is, it's like, you're still going to be put within range of standing heavy punch. If you even try to move back to whip punish it or anticipation of it, Punk takes notice of that. Instead, he's going to walk forward even more, and next thing you know, you're going to find yourself in the corner. So Smug is at wit's end here, trying to find a way out.
Oh no! Misconfirmed there.
Yeah, it had to be an execution error there from the side of Punk. Like he might have hit.
No se lo pudo sacar.
For no avail. Still going to be fine. He doesn't even need it, James.
No se pudo sacar a Chun-Li ese weón.
Yeah, still has the life lead at this point, but we do get the V-trigger activation finally from Smug. And so we gotta worry about the lows. Oh yeah, smart. Knows that's a frame trap there.
Oh.
18 seconds.
Uses the finale of his V-trigger for the V-skill as a fireball, but now Punk in full control again. 10 seconds on the clock. He cannot afford to get command grabbed. If he does, Punk, he knew. As soon as he sensed danger, he was flying away. That was what? Stand jab, stand medium punch, and then stand heavy punch. He was going through the hierarchy of buttons.
Just testing his buttons right there. No, but I mean, it was a good call because at that point in time when you're back against the corner, the time is running out. You feel like the opponent's not going to want to hit a lot of buttons because they
a la
don't want to get
final,
hit. That's probably what
gran
Smug
final,
was thinking.
gran
Tried to move in,
nuevo.
and so Punk kind of used that aggression from Smug to his advantage, hit his own buttons, and you saw it right there. Smug just walked into a bunch of them, and Punk indeed is getting into grand finals.
Again, we see what has transpired so far, Punk eliminating Smug. And if you guys would have guessed that maybe Punk and Idom was going to be back into the grand finals, I'll tell you what, yeah, I mean, it was a good call. it was a pretty good call. So, again, everything going down here at EVO, we do want to give a big shout out to Sony Imaging. A big thanks to them for providing some of their Alpha series of cameras for today's broadcast. Again, making sure that our heads look magnificent, or at least James's. You get to see the volume on his hair and the lack of on mine in clear definition as we get ourselves ready for the grand finals.
I was waiting for you to go that way, man. Oh man, but again, so we have the grand finals all set to go at this point in time. It is indeed going to be Punk and Idom. I mean, at this point in time, the debate is out there, right? Who is the best Street Fighter player, maybe in the world, in NA, but I mean, we could argue the world at this point. Is it Punk? Is it Idom? Punk won the most recent one. Idom looking to get revenge. We'll find out what happens after this break. Don't go anywhere. And as a surprise to no one, we are now at grand finals with Punk versus IDOM. It's as if these two were tied together by fate. Welcome back to EVO 2021 online. We are on the North America East region here, and I am James Chen, joined by Mr. Sorry, I almost did it again. Joined by Vicious. How's it going?
It's been an absolute pleasure. We do have to take our time to thank Visible, who's been a big part of EVO 2021 online. Again, take advantage of Visible for as low as $25 a month when you join their party pay plan. Visible has reimagined the traditional friends and family plan with party pay. Grab your neighbor, coworker, BFF, or internet friend to join and each receive a lower monthly payment. How it works: once you set up a Visible account, you are able to invite anybody to join your party. For each person that joins, $5 will be removed from each participant's monthly payment. Parties can contain an unlimited number of members for $25 a month each after the fourth member joins, limiting the monthly fluctuation in members' bills. Your squad can share the savings and nothing else, all powered by Verizon, 5G included. Each person will manage their own account and payment separately. You guys want to check out all that kind of information. Again, big shout outs to Visible for being this big component here at EVO 2021 to set us up into our grand finale here for the North American region on the East Coast. We're going in with IDOM versus Punk yet again.
Yeah, and again, just so you guys are also aware, right after this is going to be the top 4 for NA West as well. So even after this grand finals is over, you're going to want to stick around for seeing some of the awesome West Coast action. Again, a bevy of players that you're going to expect to see there. But here we are, IDOM, Punk. Like I said, I feel like that these two are going to be tied to each other. I mean, maybe for the next, who knows how many, these two could be rivals for the next 10 years, 15 years at this point in time, crossing paths over and over and over again. They just finished the grand finals for CPT. The question now is IDOM going to get maybe a little snarky and try to win with the Laura, or is this serious time and it's going to be all poison?
Jin and Chicker known for his Jin as well. So if you think about it, there's two karate styles too. So I forgot to point that out when it was Book versus Jules.
Yeah, this is also a shout out to the Asia South Grand Finals, which this is also the same amount of same set of characters.
Yo, deja vu, my guy. Okay, more space.
Probably of note, both of these players will be qualified for the event in November.
Up for greatest attorney.
He's going to start things out again, being very conservative. Again, he likes opening up with a political storm, but Chikrin adjusting accordingly. Needs to get twin pistons there. Tries to go for the launch, but the red tape finds its target.
Let's see how different Chikrin is compared to Jules in terms of using Jin. As for Gen, also the same case. Switchblade, what a block from Gen. This should be dead, I think.
He finds the wall. Oh, yeah, just gets the wall splat there. Didn't need to finish it off. Again, off to a furious start here. Chikrin has to answer back and not slip up on the momentum.
Not a lot of political storm that we've seen from Gen, but it's still the start. But as soon as I say it, political storm number 2.
Red tape, political storm. All these pokes have been landing for Gen. Chikrin did get some moments of success with that parry to the switchblade, so Gen does have to worry about that. As I say that, about to be 30 seconds on the clock, and again, still oppressing here with these low options.
And again, still with the defense, puts Chicorin at rage. Political Storm, that was attempted once again.
God.
One more mix-up with Chicorin. He was trying to fuzzy it out, but Gen is too good. Down forward 1-2 to close it out.
Gen has not skipped a beat here. He's just still on point with this Lydia. Chicorin needs to do something and do something quick because Gen is in the winner's side. Tries to press it some 1-2s there, but again, it's just so good at coming in with Lydia.
Whoa! Top kick from Chicorin. The reads from this guy. And Gen is in big trouble. Look at that damage.
Oh my
Back
God.
four. One of the first I've seen in a competitive setting.
You gotta be kidding me. Nice whip punishment there from Chicorin. Takes the third round. We're gonna see a round number 4. This could be Chicorin's. I mean, again, he's a little diesel engine. You need to get him warmed up before he gets going. But again, you know what? Don't want to give him too much of the lead.
Oh, sidestep into a hop kick from Gen. Gonna carry to the other side of the stage.
Yeah, Violet System luckily is a big stage for Chicorin not to find that wall. Now we see that Chicorin trying to maneuver his way out of this situation. Heaven and Earth. Oh, Gen. 3-1 takes the first game.
And not a lot of people can actually punish Jin's down forward 1-4-4.
Get your momentum going and start to feel yourself a little bit, right? It's like, all right, well, you know, I know who I am. I know I'm one of the best. Let me try to take this man down that stands before me. IDOM, on the other hand, he's just playing it to a T. He's just been paying so much attention to the surroundings, right? And the normals being presented. Everything has been going IDOM's way so far.
Yeah, and also keep in mind, you see the L in the bracket next to the artist formerly known as Punk's name. That means he is in the losers bracket. He needs to win 3 out of 5 to send IDOM to losers and then win another 3 out of 5. He's got a long road, but this is a good start on that journey.
Oh boy. Yes, that's what I was talking about. Yes, sir. Does get the giant
Got
whip
him.
punish off of the whipped crouching heavy punch whip, using that meter very wisely with the EX Tenko. That was so slick. Punk now on the board for the first time in the exchange between him and Punk, or sorry, him and IDOM since Winners Finals.
Yeah, that was 4 games rattled off in a row for IDOM, so this is a big thing for Punk at this point. And now the question is, now, see, gonna stick with the poison. IDOM, I think, learned his lesson from the CPT. Gonna be sticking with this character now, instead of trying to go for the Laura.
We've seen this story before, James. Can Punk manage to find the reset against IDOM, or will IDOM have something a little different in mind?
Close enough for the sweep punish off that crouching heavy punch, and there we go! Jumps over for the big damage. Punk now getting a read on IDOM's rhythm. That's important.
Oh! Taking full advantage of that walk speed and the 2 throws that preceded beforehand, making sure to check IDOM on the movement.
Yep, here we go. I mean, like I said, Punk has said to himself that he is the definition of clutch. And this is where he can prove it right here. You had mentioned that he believed that he won because IDOM switched to Laura as well. But let's see if Punk can prove that he can also beat the poison 2 shimmies in a row.
That was such a scary position to be in, and now you see Punk a lot more comfortable with his movement, getting punished a lot more as well by IDOM for it.
Yeah, throw stun is always the best way to stun somebody because you only get 1 move on the scaling. The follow-up combo is gonna do so much damage.
Yeah, and you're looking at like over 100 damage just in general off of the throw, so that's just again a great sequence to go into, and IDOM knew it. And the heart rate again, gotta be within that range, like a little bit further out, because if it's a little closer, it's gonna be a little difficult to stop Punk from moving in afterwards, after the fact that it's been blocked, right?
This corner position, like I said, IDOM has been fighting from this corner position, but he's found the way out almost every single time through different means, and this time it's gonna be a single low confirm.
Algo se hace con Poison ahí.
Oh boy. Firing right back on all pistons. Ace Punk, he's not happy about that last exchange, letting him out of the corner, but the anti-air is there. IDOM, here's the activation for the Molotov. No, he's checking after the heart rate just in case if Punk wants to move forward. This is going to be very interesting for Punk. How is he going to get past the wall of whips.
Yeah, and any hit is going to lead to the Molotov, which is just going to be a ton of extra damage. Block in time. That's still going to let him in. And look at this. Here comes Punk for the pressure. Oh, another throw. Can't take another throw.
Oh, you're dead.
That's punishable. Oh, no.
He missed the punish. He missed the punish entirely. He was supposed to get it done. And either way, he still had trigger to go into a full sequence for Chip. But it didn't happen. Idom getting away with the most significant drop so far. That has got to be very, very pressing on the mental of Punk, seeing it fall down that way.
I feel like he was almost so surprised that Idon gifted him that punish he was almost caught off guard himself.
There's no way. A veteran like Punk, it's just a mishap, man. I'm going to call it as I see it. There was no way Punk should have dropped that.
All right. Well, let's see if Punk can mentally gather himself. So, you know, to make a comeback after a crucial drop like that.
Oh. Close to stun already. Idom off to a fantastic start. You might see a little bit of that stack weighing heavily on Punk's brain. Goes for an activation off of the sweep into trigger. There's the first forward throw now. We're going to see a lot of pressure coming in against Idom. There we go. Another opening. He does have time for one more, but the back throw's still within range.
He's out of the corner again. Fighting his way out of the corner every time. Oh, boy. I thought that was going to be a punish as well, but here we go. Punk chooses not to go for the critical art.
Oh.
Saves it. No! What was that, Punk? I feel like keeps throwing these rounds away with the EX Tanko.
It's looking real grim right now, I will say, but, I mean, we've seen Punk make a comeback from this deficit. We'll see if Idom can repeat the kind of results he's had so far on the winner's side, at least with a W, right? Already up at tournament point. Here comes Fig full throttle. The interruption is there, and so is the critical. It's going to be very hefty in damage, and more importantly, the screen positioning for poison.
Right, that's the important part right there. The super animation brings him back to the center of the field, and so he's going to have that room. But here comes Punk now. Idom does have the V trigger available to himself, so that he can try to get out of the. Oh, here we go. Like I said, but actually too far away for it to get the combo.
I can see Idom kind of tempting Punk to come on in, right? He's whiffing some of these whips to see if Punk has what it takes to EX Tenko her way through.
I'm
not sure, man.
Right now.
That's a lot of meter being built. Any sort of confirm could really, I think it could potentially kill Punk for Idom.
And Punk is actually willing to kind of run out that V-trigger timer, but that just means he's running out of time on the clock, but this is going to bring it really close. What a throw tech by Idom, but now Idom has to do a ton of work to try to make the comeback. Not going to happen, and there you go.
That was so smart from Idom, too, to kind of go forward with the Molotov to cover her advances, but Punk keeping it nice and cool, stand medium kick to check that movement, getting in that round. Roll forward confirmed, that's what we're talking about, the classic Punk.
Yep, and now towards the corner with the throw. Oh, but there it is again. Catching, finding the right moment. The crush counter from Punk. Here we go in the corner, spends all of his resources for that. Fakes the throw. Idom went for the throw tech, got countered. And look at this! Dash up all of a sudden out of nowhere!
Are you kidding me? Bravery. Dear God. Idom walked in and just broke into his house with the crouching medium punch. Oh my God, taking all the assets.
Okay, and now again the screen position. Oh, he got it this time. Found his way in.
Oh, but don't get hit with the critical art, James. Any confirm will actually do it for Idom.
Oh,
Sacó la chucha, weón.
Oh,
no puede ser, weón. Se les cayó el sistema. Oh. Oh, conchetumare. Weón, en pleno combate ya estaba ganando y se le cayó, weón. Eso es lo malo de jugar online, weón. Que quizá el hombre se hartó, weón, que le ganaran y se apagó, weón, cortó la transmisión.
a clean victory.
Increíble, weón. No había pasado nunca eso.
Yeah, and Idom is gonna take it, and we were a little bit, you know, robbed of our critical art finish, but
Se le
you know,
cayó el
it's all
sistema,
good.
weón.
And there you go. Idom is going to be the NA East.
Se le cayó el sistema, weón. La cagó.
Online 2021 champion. Of course, both of them will be playing in the finals in November. So maybe they'll have their rematch over there. But Idom is the champion, taking it 3-0 over Punk in the first set, 3-1 in the second set with all poisons. You can see the difference, right? I mean, maybe the switch to Laura at CPT was just to test out that matchup, and now he knows for sure that he has to stick with poison. And what did it do for Idom? It won him EVO East here, EVO NA East.
And you know, again, you bring up a very valid point. Using that Laura didn't work out for him in the CPT, and it was like something of a call out from Punk saying, you know, I guess Idom just decided to stop wanting to play neutral. That's why he went for the switch up. So I don't even know if it was like who to really believe on that side, but I think Pink had the right observation. He was saying, you know, there was some times where I kind of outpaced him in neutral, and he thought he could probably steal his way back with Laura. So again, Idom making the poison pick work throughout the entirety of this bracket of top four, right? Going completely undefeated, or at least 3-0 first and then 3-1, I should say, into grand finals for the W.
And again, almost all of that was really just how well Idom played from the corner. As I mentioned, once you're put in the corner, it is just a bad situation in Street Fighter V. It is like just the most unoptimal place to be. But the way that Idom played, patiently blocking and always managing to find a way out, whether it was low width into super, whether it was dash up, crouching medium punch, whether it was finding the gap to get the EX heart rate into even on block mix up, finding the opportunity just to jump out with the cross up. He always found the way out of the corner and found a way to punish Punk for being a little overly aggressive.
Yeah. Well, that's the story. That's how it all unfolded here for the North American East region. We actually have to take a quick break, but when we return, we'll get back into it with the North American finals with the West. So tune in for that in a little bit. We'll be back with more EVO 2021 online.
Momento preciso, weón, en que se le cayó el sistema, weón.
It's it's -12, and luckily Lydia has a reaching forward 2-4 to punish that perfectly. Gen, so on point today.
Yeah, I put it on display there again with this character. Dude, he was able to send JDCR to losers with this character. Now facing Chikarin, dominant start to his run here in grand finals. So as much as I like to see the Jin, I hope he still sticks with it. But what do you think are the chances that Chikarin's going to change things up in terms of characters?
Oh, you know what? My gut is telling me. My gut is telling me that it is gonna be a Leroy switch. I really feel it, Koch.
I feel it too, man. I just how that round went. Like, I mean, I love his Jin. It was really good, but Gen was prepared. He knew how to punish, as you mentioned in that last sequence. He was able to stuff the options that he presented. But let's see. Again, this is a best of 5. So he still has time to adjust. So will he still stick it out with the Jin and just change up the stage? He will.
Ooh, geometric play. You know, again, another big shout outs to the smart Omega boys. They like to they like to pick this stage before they started going Mishima Dojo. But again, Chikarin might just have some adjustments.
I will add also, a lot of Japanese players love this stage. In ICFC, we see like Hazara Metal, Yojin Boy, Yurio, they love this stage. So let's see if the change of environment will help out Chikarin.
I wonder what's up with the stage that they liked so much. But anyway, yeah, it does.
I just get so OC when the tiles start to break. But now we see, okay, Chikarin trying to go for that parry. And now, oh, Gan, Political Storm finished it. Oh, switch side, but oh my god, Gan, you madman.
Oh, he misses his group out of the combo though. Chikarin is trying to sidestep out of it, but still Gan is trying to realign as much as he can.
Trying to contest with a 3-hit string there. Gen still has the life lead and trying to contest and gain this first round. Chikarin is still in this. Oh my god, they're just swinging now.
And
whoa,
Gen right now still looking for the Political Storm. F4 counter hit, and Chikarin takes round 1. That was still round 1, Poch.
That was, yeah, the action was going back and forth till the final seconds, and Chikarin saving up that rage for it to count at the end.
Okay, down back 2. Gen's been poking out really, really well since last game. Look at the timings on this guy. The red tape, another follow-up. My goodness.
Yeah, let's see if Chikarin will also answer with some lows, maybe some hell sweeps and LLRKs coming. And the guy goes for the knee popper, but Gen still in the life lead here. Tries to contest with that 4, and Gen just marching and bullying Chikarin to this wall.
Okay, here we go. Chikarin playing so solid right now, as well as Gen. The low parry gonna carry it to the wall. Big damage coming in from Chikarin.
Oh, Demon Paw just to close. Oh my god, the down 4 to close it out. Excellent stuff from Chikarin. It's the geometric plane buff, I'm telling you.
You may be making a point, Botch. Back 3.
The stun wasted the meter, but Daigo should still be able to finish it here. Oh, and here you go, Daigo tying this game up 1-1.
That was 50%.
Love the fact that he stuck with the character, never dropped him, and was able to turn him into a... multiple tournament winning character. And look at this, Bonchan starting with the perfect on Justin Wong.
On him. Oh, he read that and he takes the meter as well, Alex. 5-8. Give him a hand. Give him another hand. Oh!
With the Ultra 2! My! Is this not going to be enough quite yet? But he's right there. What's the follow-up? And it just overheads him!
Welcome back, everybody. We just saw IDOM take NA East here at EVO 2021 online, and we are moving now to the West Coast. How does she know whenever the camera is back?
I'm not even looking. I already know who exactly we're talking about.
Oh, man. But yes, who is going to take NA West now? We are starting with the top 4. As with East, we had 4 names that we know. This time, however, on the West Coast, I think we have 3 expected names, but we have a surprise in there, Jeremy.
You know, that's absolutely correct. Let's take a look at the bracket itself. You know, Jot has been around the block, but never to this extent, right? I have not seen him actually within a top 4 scenario at this caliber, right? He's been participating in a lot of Wednesday Night Fights events, hailing from Sacramento as well, so it's NorCal representation, but he's going up against another NorCal brethren through the ways of Samurai. And you see down below, it is a former Pacific Northwest battle with Chris CCH going up against Nephew as well.
Yeah, and Nephew was sent to losers bracket by Jot. And, you know, Jot's been a long-time player in NorCal. You know, I've seen some history of him in Street Fighter 4, also playing against Samurai in some matches in Street Fighter 5. Known to play Monat. I'm not sure if that's the character that he used throughout this tournament, but if so, I mean, that's awesome stuff. But as a result, Nephew, who a lot of people have been saying is the strongest in the West Coast right now, starting in the loser side bracket. But outside of that, I mean, Chris CCH has been playing phenomenally in all of the West Coast tournaments. And Samurai, I mean, what can you say about Samurai? He has been on the top of the list on the West Coast for such a long time. Super happy to see him performing so well here. I've always been a big Samurai fan, so excited to see how he's going to do here in this top 4.
This is pretty much like an initiation ceremony for Jot. Can he withstand the pressure coming in from Samurai, being hailed as one of the greatest players for the West in the current era of Street Fighter, alongside Chris CCH and Nephew, to kind of tell that story later on in loser semifinals between those two? That's going to be pretty exciting. But as we are focusing into the winners finals, Jot versus Samurai, Monat versus Akuma. I'm pretty curious to see how Jot is going to hold his own in the ring against Samurai.
Yeah, there is some rumbling here that Jot played a lot of Seth yesterday as well. So there could be a new character in his arsenal. And there it is.
Yeah, excellent choice, excellent call out, James. And I wonder if that was the character he used to take down some of the notable names in his list, right? He's taking down Commander Jesse, put Nephew in the losers. He took out Stupendous, Hawaiian Shirt Man, Corey Bell. This guy has had the reputation of killer of the day, or of the weekend, I should say. Jot.
And look at this strategy from Samurai. Absolutely standing still like IDOM did in front of Ponte. Oh, okay. Actually, all right, we'll get this. No, not sure what happened there, but obviously, but we'll get back to that and have that match officially start. But it is going to be Seth versus Akuma, and you know, Samurai. It's been a weird journey for him in Street Fighter V. Obviously, he's been a Ryu player almost his entire life. And then he started with Ryu in Season 1. Obviously, Ryu was strong then. And then Ryu kind of fell off the charts. And so Samurai had gone to Akuma. So now Samurai, known as one of the strongest Akumas in the country, known for what I always call the Samurai, which is just all of a sudden out of nowhere, Tiger Knee jump EX air fireball with Akuma. He loves that. So we'll see if he sticks with Akuma the whole entire time, or maybe even switches to a Ryu or even a Kage, as we've seen him play before.
Even in the realm of Street Fighter League, he's been known as one of the most clutch players throughout the entirety of it. In multiple seasons, actually, he is known as the OCV killer, the one character victory killer, right? He has been on the cusp of greatness ever since then. But I gotta say, I'm very surprised that he hasn't made the full-on transition back into Ryu, considering his current status here in Street Fighter V with the patch that happened this year, right? Ryu is looking like a pretty solid powerhouse. Akuma just touched, like he was toned down a little significantly, I should say. He was tuned down significantly. So, I mean, it's just a matter of time, I feel like, until we see maybe Samurai transition back over, or has he found new ways to like maintain his current strategies and game plans against a plethora of players, right? When we're looking at his record going into his match, he's taken down Akita, Flakito, Blarlad, a good amount of names here that have been pretty recognizable from consistent WNF showings, but I feel like in comparison to Jot's record, it's a little bit in the shade.
All right. Well, let's see if Jot can continue this, I guess, Cinderella run right now, you know, being here. And Samurai has switched to Ryu now. And now Jot is probably going like, oh, you're switching to Ryu, huh? That means now I'm going to now switch back to Minot. And so, I mean, maybe we need a blind pick.
That would be actually pretty sick if that were the case. Like if Samurai had intentionally gone to like the Ryu pick afterwards, and then Jot's like, well, I see what you're doing. I know you're not going to play Akuma against me anymore. So now that you quote unquote counterpicked me, I'm going into Minot for this match.
All right.
Stop putting random on, guys. Stop putting random on.
Look, one of the cool things is, you know, obviously Samurai, you know, for those of us here in the West Coast, we've known of Samurai for quite some time, you know, throughout his Street Fighter 4 run. But, you know, you've had a chance, you and Tasty Steve have had a chance to really watch him blossom on the Street Fighter League. And that's kind of where he really made a name for himself, I feel like, on the national scene. I mean, talk to me a little bit about what it's like actually being able to see him, you know, really shine in the Street Fighter League for multiple seasons now.
Been a wonderful story to be a part of, honestly. Just watching him talk about the mentality that goes behind his practice and execution, it really makes me feel like there's so much more to the game than just practicing it right. You got to go into the mental state and really focus on your mental health when it comes to getting these practices done, making sure you're practicing with the purpose. And if there's certain downfalls that happen, you got to make sure to keep a clear head and focus on the objective. And Samurai's been a big catalyst of that. He's been talking about, you know, meditation, kind of similar in the footsteps of Takedo, who really takes he takes a very big stride towards putting that awareness out there, making sure that you understand that the mental aspect of the game is just as important as making sure you understand the frame data, making sure you got the combos on lock, the whole nine, right? Every single matchup done, you got to make sure that the mental matchup is just as on point.
Yeah, people don't realize that when you play in these kind of tournaments like this, I feel like the mental aspect is one of the most important parts of it. You know, you feel like you watch these players and you see people like Idom or Punk with, you know, consistent success over and over and over again. You know, maybe as commentators, we don't talk about the mental fortitude enough. We're always talking about the decision making and pulling off the combos and everything like that. But a lot of that ability to stay focused, especially in a long tournament as well, like you know, knock on wood, whatever, when we get back to offline tournaments.
I did it for you just in case.
Yeah, that day of sitting in the ballroom the entire time, playing through your pools, then getting through the pools, playing in the semis, etc., that is takes a toll on your mental capacity. So there is a lot of that factor as well in fighting games, and you know, one of those aspects that you don't realize until you actually join a super large tournament and spend a lot of time waiting around for your match.
Yeah, and again, we do want to take the time to thank you guys for being so patient with us so far. We've gone through like the east side of the bracket. We're just about to get started with the west side between Jot and Samurai. Again, if you guys haven't checked it out yet, we highly encourage you guys to check out the VODs. So Jot and Samurai are getting themselves ready for the winners finals, and in the losers semifinals, it's between Chris CCH and Nephew. Now that we have the time, we could actually bring that story up, right? Between Chris CCH and Nephew, Chris actually has the upper hand in terms of their record. At least the last event played, Chris CCH actually took down Nephew back at the IWO not too long ago.
Dang, okay. And both of them are from the Pacific Northwest. I believe Nephew still is living in NorCal right now. I'm not sure if he moved back or if he's still in the NorCal region. But Chris CCH has been a name that has been, you know, there's always those players that are always on the verge. They're always on the edge. And I feel like that's one of the weaknesses of the West Coast Street Fighter V. I'll be perfectly straight up as a West Coast player and West Coast fanboy. A lot of the players on the West Coast here for Street Fighter V, they always get to that point where they're just on the verge of being able to be a threat in tournaments, but they always never seem to get to that next level. Chris CCH definitely got to that next level, and we finally have our match starting here. Samurai versus Jot, Seth versus Akuma. Let's go!
It's about to go down to determine who's the best in the West here with our first game between Samurai and Jot. And so far, we're seeing a lot of respect being shown. Oh, big whiff punish now for Samurai. It's pretty huge now considering the momentum. But you're trying to jump out. Best believe Samurai. He has the Shoto fundamentals.
Yeah, and what's interesting is we did end up with the Seth versus Akuma. So I wonder if there was a little bit of delay because of this maybe counter picking and they really did need a blind pick. And this is what it ended up at. Okay. And Samurai with a nice lead here in the neutral. Nice interrupt on the demon flip.
I was going to say Samurai is, was holding on this life lead, but at the same time still within range to try and attempt a whiff punish for the most part. The Jot, again, getting an ambiguous. That, again, the Samurai coming out, as you mentioned before the show started.
Yep, that's what he likes to do, and it's such a powerful tool for him because it's really hard to punish that. And yeah, there's the chain to V trigger 2. You can't just V reversal it anymore.
He didn't spend the bar. I didn't think he was going to kill it. Might have not, actually. Ooh, you thought you could get the V skills right then and there. But to be honest with you, had Samurai done a regular fireball, he would have lost.
Exactly. It wouldn't have come out in time. So that was a great read by Jot, but it was just Samurai adding that extra meter. Look at this jump on the prediction of the V skill.
That was supposed to be instant air fireball. Did you see that?
Oh, did he miss a jump punch?
Yeah, he did. He did.
Okay. Still was able to land and get the punish in time anyway. Here we go, activation again. You got to deal with this mix-up. Goes low and then tries to go for the throw off of the plus frames. Ooh, didn't get the single hit confirmed, but gets the whip punish.
You see the footsies too. He absolutely knew. He absolutely knew that was in a whip and walked right in to get the full punish. And that was very smart, right? It wasn't something that Samurai just like happened to stumble upon. He understood the situation. He saw Jot with full V trigger and knew exactly that he was going to go for the trigger activation again to get a sequence and possibly steal his way back into the game. But Samurai just so good with the awareness and the reads, making full on like intelligent decisions.
And at the end right there, after blocking that crouch light punch, knew that Jot was gonna walk forward, had the check with his own crouching light punch. And here we go, the confirm off the counter hit to start off game number 2. This is to get into grand finals. This is winners finals here. Plus, yep.
Oh, just within range for that heavy punch, but he wasn't going to commit to the rest of it. Yeah, negative after the block V skill. And then, big buffer into it from Samurai off the medium kick, and now pushing towards the corner yet again with a heavy life lead. Wow! The call out there from Samurai just lands with an uppercut.
This is a classic Samurai. Oh, what a cross-up! Ow! Oh, it was disgusting, but no more V-trigger, and he's only drained Samurai down half health. Look at that, Samurai gonna get the combo off of the fireball.
Here's what we're looking at, right? Jot is pretty solid when it comes to landing that V-trigger 2 and enforcing some of the mix-ups, right? I want to see it develop further than that. I want to see him force errors from Samurai even before the trigger needs to come out.
Yeah, and one of the things I was trying to say, Samurai has been doing this since Street Fighter 4, the empty jump into immediate button landing. He used to do empty jump with Ryu and the crouching medium kick in Street Fighter 4, and we've seen that 2 times already with this Akuma here versus Jot. Again, got him with the cross-up. But again, that's a V-trigger 2 and only getting Samurai to half his health. That was like an absolute replay from the previous round and a bad hit confirmed.
Opting to go for the knockdown after the axe kick. Oh boy. If Visa would have been working enough, had he done the X fireball again, I would have been like, come on, guys.
I mean, one hit in the super could do this. And is this gonna kill?
No. You guessed wrong, but still, Samurai manages to pick up the pieces and instill the fear. Thankfully, because of the EX air fire, or sorry, the air fireballs that came in from the triggers, that was pretty good. I gotta say, you called it. You absolutely called it. You said, Samurai all he needs is one hit to go into the critical art. It just wasn't enough, but it was that moment in time to kind of like make Jot second guess himself afterwards because he probably thought he was dead as well.
Yeah, dude, I definitely thought that was gonna kill, but you know what? That's why I just asked the question and not make the prediction, because I'm never right, and everyone knows I'm never right. So I mean, you said, you know, you guessed wrong, and my response is just gonna be, you'd like to think that, wouldn't you? But you know, I probably was wrong, and I definitely died to iocane powder. So there you go. But Samurai. Yeah, Samurai is just too strong so far.
Yeah, we're starting to see a lot of the damage coming in from Jot is based pretty much off of V-Trigger. It does get a couple of throw mix-ups here and there in the corner, but it just hasn't been substantial enough for Samurai to really fret on defense, right? He's willing to take those throws in that scenario because he has been the most clutch person in the West Coast for a numerous amount of occasions at different events, right? Why would it be different here at EVO? But this is going to be an interesting story now. Samurai has forced the switch against Jot to make him play the knot.
Yep, going back to his original main character now. See if this can get anything working for him, because the set was not... I mean, the interesting thing is the most recent Street Fighter League. You remember that was when Seth was at his strongest, and these players just faced Seth after Seth after Seth, and so you know, with Big Bird and Angry Bird, Samurai got a lot of practice against that character.
Very true.
Maybe this Mana is the right choice to change to.
Yeah. And we've seen the kind of powers that Mana has, right? In terms of like taking advantage of people who don't know the matchup proper. We can see some really, really hefty damage, but Samurai, he might have that on lock, being such a student of the game.
And the hardest part too is that, you know, one of the nice things that Akuma does have is he has multiple ways in, multiple vectors of attack. The demon flip is going to help get around the medium punches and the standing heavy punches, and Tatsu's maybe sneaking their way in there. So, and there it is, the demon flip with the side swip and switch. And now Samurai backs off, interestingly enough. That was not what I was expecting. You know, you normally, once you knock Manat down, you go in for the kill, but it's still working out for Samurai because he knows he has the life lead.
And the air fireball, man. How many times is he going to land that today or even this weekend? I wish we could have seen some of the streams, but here we go. Jot has an opportunity. He's done pretty well when it comes to trigger activations. Back-to-back throws.
7 seconds. Oh, I love all this time.
Oh, you have the opening. Oh, no. He legit had the opening off of the mix.
Yeah, and this is what Samurai is willing to do. He is willing to time you out. He's even said that in interviews, like his goal. And that's why you saw when he got the lead on Jot, he just backed off. He's willing to pressure you into coming in at him so he could take advantage of your mistakes.
Correct. So far, so good. Yeah, now on the other side of Jot, this is going to be a huge problem. Or, okay, that's a normal positioning. And you know that? Samurai actually prioritized the positioning. Even though he got put to the corner, he was trying to make sure that Jot does not get a free recall that leads into pressure.
All right. With a life lead, but barely a life lead from Samurai, but he only needs the tiny life lead because he's willing to chill here. Like, you see 52 seconds on the clock, he will wait that whole entire time. Yep, look at this, backs off right away. You're supposed to pressure Manat, but Samurai doesn't care. He wants to time you out.
He's playing it to a T, and I don't mean the pun. I don't mean the T up above, man. He's playing the matchup precisely as he should. That was fantastic discipline on all ends. Samurai taking down Jot 3-0.
And again, you know, I mean, I know defensive play gets kind of this negative, you know, a lot of people don't like seeing defensive play in fighting games, but it is a part of the game. It's always been a part of the game, and you have to win with whatever resource you can. It's not just life meter, but it's also the timer as well. If you can use the timer as a resource to win, you're absolutely going to do that because, I mean, at this point, getting first place in this tournament right now for Samurai is going to be so important. And, you know, he is guaranteed to be in the November tournament now, where there is some more hefty prize money to be won.
And we're seeing right here this kind of examples of how well-rounded Samurai really is. Finding that interruption button, you know, at that point, that's kind of hard. That was a 50-50 too, but I will say Jot, very impressive with just the trigger activation, the trigger sequences that he's had. but it just wasn't enough to take down Samurai. It wasn't enough to make him change the way he wanted to play the game.
Yeah, I mean, those V-Trigger 2 sequences were great, but those were the only mix-ups he was able to land. Every time he managed to hit Samurai with it, it was Samurai at full health, and he's already at half health because that's how you get the trigger, right? Is you're taking the damage, and then by the time he managed to finish landing that mix-up on Samurai, Samurai still had half of his health, and so without that V-Trigger, he was unable to do any damage. So Samurai was just kind of like, you know what, I'll take this mix-up, I'll weather the storm, and then I will play defensive, and I will time you out.
And we saw the result of that, right? Samurai again moving on into the grand final seat where Jot waits below for his fate at losers finals between Chris CCH and Nephew, and that's going to be coming up very, very soon. I highly encourage you guys to just chill for a little bit as we take this break, and we'll come back with more Street Fighter V here at EVO 2021.
And now for the Fusion by Power A play of the day.
Neutral just kicked, and she's backdashing away. She is getting away so quickly. The best backdash in the game, but now she just got hit by it. Gui looking a little shook right now as Killer Shinnok closing the gap, and he just teleported.
No, shut it down. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Shut the whole production down. That was absolutely ludicrous. That should be illegal. That was masterful. Mortal Kombat 11 from Killer Shinnok. You want to talk about clutch? My man's clutch level is over 9,000. That was disgusting.
Just a couple more matches to go to figure out who is going to be the best in the West in North America here at EVO 2021 online for Street Fighter V. My name is Vicious here with James Chen. And so far, we're getting ourselves ready for that losers semifinals coming up real soon.
Yeah, but before we get to that point, just also want to give a thanks to everyone who has been able to make EVO possible, including Astro, the official headset and mix amp of EVO 2021. So thanks again to everybody who's been able to make EVO possible. Let's take a look at the brackets and where we are currently at this point. We are going to be going through the losers match here. And again, crazy to see Nephew down there as one of the strongest players in the West Coast, was sent down there by Jot. So if Nephew can defeat Chris CCH, maybe a chance for redemption?
Possibly, yeah. You do have a potential double jeopardy situation on our hands in that losers finals, but he's got quite the task ahead of him going up against Chris CCH. And then, you know, we mentioned that earlier before the first match started with winners finals, right? Chris CCH actually got the better half of Nephew not too long ago at the Intel World Open. But prior to that, Nephew has just been on a tirade. He's just been destroying everybody in the West Coast. Actually found himself a seat into Capcom Cup. So we're going to see which side of Chris shows up to the table and if Nephew's going to have enough to take it down.
Yeah, and so most likely we're going to be seeing Nephew with the Colleen, Chris CCH with the... Never mind. I was going to say Seth. But Sakura, that's who we've got coming here. And so Chris has the potential to play Sakura or Seth. And so this is not a surprise. I just thought Seth was going to be first.
Yeah, being able to test it out, that would have been, you know, a pretty huge deal against someone like Nephew. But I feel like Chris CCH has gotten this matchup on lock as Sakura so far from how they've been playing against each other. But so far, Nephew missed times a possible meaty, but, you know, Chris CCH finds a way out of the corner now.
Yeah, you said that the last time they played each other that Chris CCH was victorious over Nephew, correct?
That is correct.
So, yeah, and like CCH, like Chris CCH, like I said, he had been making a name for himself, doing well at some tournaments and like being, oh, the surprise CCH, Chris CCH. But at this point in time, he's not a surprise anymore. Like I said, I feel like he is one of those players who has broken through that cusp of just being one of the gatekeepers in the West to being a potential tournament winner every single time.
Do you see how many dashes she gets off of a crush counter activation? I love it. It's so cool to see. Just her zooming past the dead body.
It almost looks like a wave dash or something like that, you know?
Yeah, it really does. It truly does.
All right. Oh, checking! Ooh. And that should be enough to kill the air throw.
Yes. You know, arm bar mid-air, the Nephew striking first blood. And it's not going to be too bad for Nephew going into it, right? Again, getting that W and 2 bars on top of that, it's going to be a pretty huge deal.
Oh, tried to do the wake-up counter. Tried to go for that read, and Chris CCH baiting it, knowing that that's something Nephew is capable of. Oh, look at all that gray health building up. And speaking of, all that gray health is gone. One hit from the stun. Here we go. Should be able to take this down.
You're more than dead for sure. You're not spending anything, especially with the damage output that Sakura has. I feel like it's very similar to Karen, right? When in terms of like how hard she could actually hit you and getting some of that carry. Oh yeah, you love to see it. The air-to-air jump medium punch canceled and all the damage is more toward the corner.
And then walks up with the counter hit. Close to stun, but a miss on that throw, just a little too early. Threat of stun gone for Nephew now, and Nephew getting this momentum. Here we go, the activation.
Back throw now, the stun is imminent. Oh, you thought it was gonna be a throw? Instead, gets this type of stun.
Oh, he shake down his stun. I can't even conjugate verbs right now.
Conjugated for whims, James. Don't worry about it. Let's talk about the game. You'll be fine. I promise.
Oh, man. Oh, yeah, you gotta watch out. That crouching medium kick from Sakura is so dangerous, especially with that V trigger activated. Oh, there we go. One more.
This is dangerous. Plus frames afterwards. It's sneaking in the throw.
Not enough to kill.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Don't do the overhead. You're gonna get punished.
Yeah, this is a really tough spot. Any touch will do it for Nephew, and same with Chris CCH. It's a very high... It's a very high anticipation for both. Stare down It's going to be so tough for Chris CCH. He's just 1 pixel away. And he gets it.
Counter, but that light kick for Sakura is one of her most defining traits. Like that right there is what makes Sakura so unique compared to a lot of the characters. Having the range, the buffer ability on that, she can counter so many things, and just such a great fast poke. And there you saw it taking down Nephew in that first game.
Yeah, there was a lot to be said in that final instance as well. I feel like Nephew had some significant drops in that first game where he got the momentum, pushed Nephew to the corner, and just missed out on an opportunity to get the meaty. You saw Chris CCH bravely interrupting with that stand jab, and it just all went downhill, I feel like, from that first round. Continuing on to the next one, though, Nephew was starting to get the ball rolling. We saw it end with that air grab, but it just wasn't enough transitioning into round number 3, right? We saw the kind of patience being shown from Chris CCH at that very last second where he was willing to sit it out right in front of Nephew in case there was going to be a whiff punish. But it was a risk that Nephew had to take as well. Again, he was only down to pretty much one health. So it was just a matter of time, really. It was just a matter of discipline. But Chris CCH happens to get the W.
Oh, well, here we go. Good start for Nephew to get the jump. And now turning the left-right mix-up into a throw mix-up instead. Oh, no, a back confirmed from Chris CCH. Gonna be huge damage for Nephew. Ooh, that's how you fight the shimmy. You think they're gonna shimmy? You come out with the crouching medium kick, catch them, walk them back.
And he was so smart getting that side switch with the V-split usage, but man, whipping, what was that, the V-trigger 1? Barely whipping that, the palms.
Yeah. And unfortunately, despite having that great read on the shimmy, he's so far down in life right now. And without a V-trigger to help the comeback. This is definitely not one of those G situations. This is going to be a tough one for Chris CCH to make the comeback.
Unless Chris CCH manages to block just everything and gains V-trigger back that way.
Oh no, that's going to be the case. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice work there from Nephew, getting a full-on conversion off of that light into the trigger. Nice and easy, no pun intended, first round of game 2.
All right, just goes for EX vanity step right there. Just kind of build some space just in case.
I like the patience there from Chris CCH as well, kind of testing Nephew a little bit, right? He's still within range of throwing the fireball safely, so he's like, you know what, I'm not going to overcommit. I'm going to wait for you to come to me with this likely.
Ooh, here we go, the crush counter. You don't get much off of that, but you do get the knockdown and the screen, it's a small screen carry. Checking that forward dash.
Nephew now carrying over a little bit, 2 times over with a dash forward throw into this corner. How's the activation? It's not even going to be there. EX uppercut coming from the side of Chris, and an activation off of the fireball as well.
He didn't go for the V-break. If he had done so, he would have went through the EX Fireball. I don't think Nephew was expecting that EX Fireball to show up. Checking the dash again. Here we go. Big damage. Oh, no. Goes for the setup instead.
I thought he was going to be able to get the ice spear.
Oh, that's going to be able to do it.
EX uppercut is more than enough. Chris CCH finds an opening yet again against Nephew. I feel like that last sequence should have gone to Nephew.
Yeah, that crouching medium kick into Fireball from Sakura is so scary. Crouching medium kick doesn't have super good range. It's just the walk speed of Sakura and, you know, her ability to dash forward and catch you by surprise. Also, very safe on block if you block that EX Fireball as well.
Very true.
Ooh!
Forward throw to back throw actually will kill, or at least bring him to stun. Big interruption from Nephew. Side switch! You already know!
Oh! All right, and gets the corner position as well. However, Chris CCH has the ability to activate. He's going to do so here, and that's going to be plenty of damage to go up 2-0 over Nephew.
You know what's wild? Watching back at how Chris CCH played in previous tournaments, that's been his go-to in terms of trying to get that V-trigger activation. It's been a huge transition seeing him go from that into this right now. That's the first time he's shown that hand ever against Nephew in this set so far, and what a time to do it. That's actually a lot of information to take in while maintaining this 2-0 lead.
Dude, giving her EX Tatsu into activate That's just terrifying, man. Oh, but look at, speaking of terrifying, Nephew now trying to be a terror to Chris CCH. Big damage here, huge life lead. Yeah, not gonna be much Chris can do, and I'm not surprised Chris just kind of hit buttons on wake up. Was probably like, you know what? Let's just get this round over with. Let's get it over with.
Go next, please. Go next. 2 back-to-back anti-airs, keeping the discipline alive on the ground. Chris CCH, ooh, narrowly escaping death. I feel like Nephew could have probably down into like normal, but making.
He thought he had the whiff punish. He thought he had the whiff punish, but it was too late. So, oh my gosh, close to stun, but a wake-up throw from Nephew is gonna reverse the situation. Oh, but the check and a single hit confirmed. He just did light kick into DP again.
Oh my god, the buffer. He had the buffer ready and reacted. Actually, I can't even tell. It's like a mix. It was a hybrid, excuse me, between a reactionary call out or a buffer, to be honest.
Like I said, man, Chris CCH has just gotten to that point, and he is 1 round away from eliminating Nephew 3-0. That is insanity. But Nephew, again, I mean, he's one of the best in the West Coast right now for a reason. Definitely has the potential to still take this. No! Awkward hit on that one.
Both sides. Oh boy, and here comes Nephew now. Side switch again? No, instead the V-shift comes out from the side of Chris CCH. Forward throw. And what's going to be the situation? Yeah, he's checking for the movement. That's what Nephew was going for, to find that opening. Just dashing his way down. But Chris CCH and Sakura, it's just so fast. The getaway car is in her legs.
Yeah, the hard part, oh, never mind. He's got the meter now. Ate that roundhouse, and now he's got the activation off of that EX Tatsu. Nice backdash from Nephew to get out of there, but nope. No free jumps for Nephew. Oh, did he get it? He did! This is just going to be shy of killing. There you go.
Oh, double dash forward, and Chris actually made the read of dashing backwards away from the throw, trying to get chased down.
Confirm!
It's a low medium kick. He thought it was going to be a bait, and he guessed correctly. Nephew is staying alive here in loser semis.
That is exactly what we saw before. Like I said, if you expect your opponent is going to shimmy you, they're going to walk backwards, which means they're leaving their legs vulnerable. That was the read from Nephew. Woke up with the crouching medium kick into the V-trigger activation, ends up taking it, and Nephew staying alive. 2-1 here.
Immaculate read so far from Nephew going into this transition. Just trying to make that comeback happen. The anti-air now playing in a comfortable pocket to check Chris CCH and his movement, or his defensive options, I should say.
Oh my god, just wakes up with the buttons. He is just not scared. The side switch. It's a beautiful sequence right there. Oh, speaking of side switch, out of there. And now Nephew with all the corner pressure here. Air throw follow? No, the double spike. And then the throw. Nephew gaining all the momentum now.
Round 2.
It might be the beginning of the end for Chris CCH unless he makes the stop now. Nephew tried to sneak it in with that jump to see if Chris CCH was occupied with the ground space more so than the air control. However, Chris still maintaining that discipline back into this fireball game as well. And you see how if he gets into close quarters, he will be firing off that light kick. Nephew still trying to swing away as well, paying for it.
Both of these characters have such a good standing light kick, bufferable and range. And they're just fighting back. Oh my god, busting out this time with the EX. Oh, yeah, he's gonna be able to get through that with the ice spike projectile invul.
Still has one more in his pocket. If he gets any sort of opening, could lead to big damage, but no meter on the side of Nephew. Might be a problem. Oh, that hit? Big damage incoming,
or the
damage. Carry?
No, he's just gonna go for it. Backs off, backs away a little bit, builds up that space. Gotta watch out. Ooh, too far away for that light kick to punish. Oh, it just already does it! Twice now, Nephew has read the back-to-back fireballs from Chris CCH. Blocks one and immediately jumps afterwards. So that's gonna be something that Chris CCH has to think about, throwing back-to-back fireballs like that. And so Nephew now tying it up 2-2. Like I said, I feel like Nephew is coming into this last game with all the momentum. Let's see if Chris CCH can stave it off.
We're seeing Chris CCH go back into the lobby, probably, you know, to reassess the situation, taking a little bit of a breather for himself. If there's anything that would be changed with Sakura, I feel like it would be maybe like the V set for the most part. I don't think a character selection would be coming in from Chris CCH. I wouldn't be super surprised about it, but at the same time, I think his Sakura is doing just fine. But yeah, we're going to see how it changes up. Chris CCH now back into the lobby. Nephew making the run of his life, quite literally, for the tournament, right? In loser semis, he was down 2-0, making it all back. That was 2 rounds straight in game number 4, by the way.
Yeah, I would not be surprised that if Chris CCH is just using this as a time to think, to kind of reassess the situation, to gather himself, and maybe, you know, think about what the mistakes that he was making. Yep, gonna stick with the Sakura, stick with V Trigger 1 and V Skill 2.
Correct. Absolutely. Same set.
Right. Like I said,
switching sides just a little bit too. Now I got 2P side. You know how much easier it is to do a DP from 2P side?
Man, that was a thing in the arcades back in the day, man. Having your DP side preference.
That's how you know I revealed my age by saying that, James. Only you would have got that, I feel like.
All right, the side switch. Ooh, throws are +5 on win.
Not quite.
3 throws in a row.
Ooh, just dashing through the snow. You see Nephew, while in V-Trigger, so much of a threat, even from long distance, being able to just close the gap in a blink of an eye and apply some of this damage. Here we go.
Look at this pressure.
Do it again. Oh, you thought the shimmy was happening? Chris CCH pressing a button at the right times. Roundhouse to try to catch one from Nephew for the crush counter. The tech is there at the very last second.
Oh, he tried to get him. You tried to get Nephew to tech, and then the standing heavy punch gonna find its mark into the conversion, and guess what? Match point for Nephew.
Oh, I'm checking the dash immediately from Chris CCH. I will say there was a bit of a stutter step there from Nephew, but Chris, he has the ankle insurance on lock. He was not going to get juked on that one.
Oh, gets the throw. Puts Colleen back into the corner.
Checking with the roundhouses yet again. Nephew firing her back with light kick. Oh, and speaking of, Chris CCH does get a punish.
Yeah, remember I said that that button can punish so many things that other characters can't. Or they just get that button and that's it. But Sakura gets the DP after that. Catch him, watch your legs, watch your legs.
Full critical R, full trigger on deck. Chris CCH manages to find that opening yet again, going for the frame trap back to back. Nephew getting a clutch counter. Critical
R chasing down the back dash into the super.
It's not gonna kill.
Yeah, but it's gonna be right on the verge for his life. Against the shimmy, and Nephew is going to complete the reverse sweep, going down 0-2 and then winning 3-0. That's gotta be a heartbreaker for Chris CCH. But again, Nephew, you know what? He was roommates with the man who was the definition of clutch. So it's gotta have rubbed off on him a little bit. Nephew is the nephew of the man. Anyways, you talk, Jeremy.
That was impressive. No, he finally got his run back, right? He went from nephew to godfather, I feel like. He went and took down Chris and made him his son, in a sense, or at least his nephew, right? But it's going down the way it is. Again, loser semifinals, Nephew moves on and eliminates Chris CCH instead, now faces off against Job. We'll see how it all went down. Before we get even into this double Jeopardy situation, we'll see right here, Chris CCH was on a roll, to be quite honest with you. 2 games straight, very convincing rounds. It was looking all Thrill House. I was kidding. All Chris CCH.
Yeah, and after I've rebooted myself now to get my brain working again here, it went all Nephew afterwards, and he just started getting all of the reads here, went to the critical R here, quite wasn't enough to kill, but then that dash shimmy to end it. Ah, there you go. Beautiful play by nephew, and nephew is going to be moving on to go against the man who sent him to losers bracket, Jot, coming up in losers finals of this NA West top 4. But before we get there, we are going to a break, guys. Don't go anywhere. EVO 2021 Street Fighter V action coming at you right after this.
Good for you, I guess you moved on really easily. Found a new girl and it only took a couple weeks. Remember when you said that you wanted to give me the world? Wait, stop distracting me. Good for you, you look happy. Healthy, not me. If you ever cared to ask. Good for you, you're doing great up there without me. Babe. Hello?
Welcome back, everybody, to EVO 2021 Online. We are going through some Street Fighter V Top 4 action on in NA West. And we are having some great matches over here so far. Hope you guys at home are enjoying this and also getting a chance to play all your fighting games as well.
Again, we've been going through a lot this entire week, and you could keep doing so throughout the entirety of August 31st with Sony, PlayStation, and their summer win-a-thon going on. Compete.playstation.com is where you need to go to check out all the information on that and sign up for some of your favorite games and face off against other members of the community, as you've been seeing throughout the break. Again, it's compete.playstation.com. We are getting ourselves geared up for the finale of the Best in the West. We got to go through the losers finals first, and who do we have in there, James?
It's gonna be Jot and Nephew, and you know, interesting situation here. Jot went down 0-3 to Samurai to get down here, but he was the one who sent Nephew to losers bracket. Nephew now with a great comeback against Chris CCH might be fired up, and you know, feels like he's has the momentum here. So let's see if Nephew gonna try to get revenge against Jot, or perhaps Jot is going to be able to repeat this performance in a wonderful Cinderella run for him. I mean, almost 400 players in this tournament. Jot getting to the top 4. Definitely not an accident. So here we go. Let's see if he can get back into grand finals.
That is a giant pool of players to go through, right? We've only just seen a handful, but what an impressive resume he does have. Jot has had so many bodies under him with the amount of like W's he's had. Like he's taken down Jesse, he's taken down a bunch of other players as well. A little bit. We'll talk about that after. Nephew versus Jot. Here's the running back. I didn't mean to just follow Jesse. I was just trying to go through the list, and I just, didn't get the seat in time.
And look at this start here for Nephew. Almost the stun. Almost. Oh, what a drill. That didn't combo, but it set up the throw. That was actually kind of sick. Using the whip on the heavy punch as a chance to skate on in there. Back throw for the mix-up, and then the low.
It's so different than what we could have expected, right? Like Nephew just completely breaking down the defense, or like the activity coming in from Jot, right? Whereas, we're expecting Jot to do something a little bit more because we saw the results. We saw the trail of bodies he left behind. But Nephew is coming in from all that momentum against Chris CCH. He's a different beast right now.
Yeah, he's coming from the back of winning 3 in a row. Oh my God! Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy into the throw. Oh, ooh, too far away to punish. Yeah, very hard.
And you see he's playing around that orb very well. Nephew is willing to sit that out, by the way. He's big chilling. If you test his patience on the ground game like that, it might bite you in the end. But here comes Jot now finding the opening. I like that. There's the orb call out. Where's the recall? Coming in hot now. Oh boy.
Oh, but the crush that when she gets that little ice spike on the tip of her hand, the range is so good. Raw activation chases down out of the air.
If that hit the recall orb, that would have been godlike, and Jot was expecting the same thing with the second orb follow-up, actually keeping him in pressure. The orb is still in front of Nephew. He's not going to be flinching, and Jot, this is the time for him to kind of move on in there. He still has 2 extra orbs and just about halfway through his trigger.
Right, but he needs to go into the air to get them to hit low. Nice. Here we go. The corner pressure. Nephew finding his way out with just a raw jump. Jot not ready for the anti-air. Nephew throwing to just deactivate the orb into the combo. And there you go, Nephew taking game number 1.
In a very convincing fashion, right? We saw round number 1 go in full swing of Nephew, and then we saw a little bit of life there coming in from Jot, but I don't expect Jot to take this down just the way it has been going, right? He's been swinging at every single body that he's faced off against, so I'm slowly anticipating a big adjustment from the Monot player.
Right. Yep, here we go. Gets the combo. And nice aiming on that drill. Oh, but the challenge from Nephew, getting the crush counter.
Forward throw now. Oh, excuse me, back throw.
Oh, interesting decision right there.
Oh yeah, that was a giant shimmy for a near-death experience, I should say. EX Parabellum on the other side, excuse me, on the way over, sweep into hands. And that's going to be enough right now. Nephew with the tick throw.
Nephew looking so strong here. Like I said, probably running off of that momentum that he had from the game against Chris CCH.
Oh. He's going to confirm off a low medium punch, spinning that bar to get himself away from Nephew, but getting right in there with the hailstorm as well.
Ooh, nice. Gets the cross up. Here we go. Corner position now, but just jumps his way out of there. Sometimes that's just the best way to get out of the corner.
It's not the first time that Nephew has exercised that option. John had released the orb, but Nephew saw that opening. And speaking of, look at this opening right here from Nephew. The tick throw is there, just about close to stun. You have to hold this giant pieces of hail. Another throw. It's either stun or get poison.
Just walked into it that time. Desperate to try to find a way out of the corner. Cannot find a way out. And there you go. Nephew now 2-0 over Jot. Everything is going Nephew's way. Whatever it was that Jot did on the winner's side to send Nephew to the loser's bracket is not happening right now. It is all Nephew all the time.
Oh boy. Damn! Are you kidding me? That was sick! Wanted to anti-air to start things off. Jot fully aware of what Nephew wants to do now, but we'll see if Nephew has a response. As cool as that was, completely undeterred. And speaking of, look at this, Jot finding an opening with that low light kick.
All right, yep, just walking out of the range of the hail. Make sure it's not a threat, but what a whip punish by Nephew to get back in there, and then you gotta watch your ankles.
Oh my God.
Okay, another tick throw. Nephew, every time he's gotten this corner position, he's just gone for the tick throw, but nice! Able to use the orbs to get him out of there, the cross-up mix-up, but then the orb recall didn't hit!
Yeah, it was too tucked in behind Minot, I feel like, to even have the hitbox extend towards Colleen before the end of the activation, right? So, that was so dangerous. There's a lot of startup on that, and look at the back roundhouse, and now it's going to be Nephew coming in with EX Hail.
Yeah, no orb. The orb is not there. Finally gets the recall, gets out of there. What? A lot of meter right now, so if Jot can get a hit and a confirm, but the activation into the projectile invul ice spike puts Nephew at match point.
And I like that. Nephew had the right idea, but just a little too shy, and Jot actually gets away with it. He went for the anti-air and completely whiffed, but Nephew just wasn't there in time to get the full punish, and that was great for Jot now, spending a good amount of meter to get himself going with the life lead. Forward throw now from Nephew. The recall is clearly behind, and he will confirm into it.
Ooh, there's that light kick I talked about in the previous match. Going for the low into the tick throw, and like I said, every time Nephew gets him into the corner, it is just pressure all day.
Jot had that punish for the icicles the last round prior to this one, so I mean, he could have gotten away with it and gone for a full sequence, just wasn't confident in it, but it's gonna be just fine now. Jot with a heavy life lead.
Okay,
nice and easy signs of life coming in from Jot.
Finding that standing heavy punch, getting the hit. And now here comes the pressure. Once again, throws all day from Nephew. Do we have a stat on the number of throws Nephew has gotten this round?
Pretty good, pretty solid question, actually. I do want to check that out myself, but in the meantime, Jot kind of playing out the life lead a little bit. Man, okay. Off of the sweep, even though the orb was behind him? Yeah.
Yeah, he had the orb to be able to make the sweep safe, but look at this. Here we go. Corner, mix up again.
Oh, you tried. Was an attempt at the drill kick, excuse me.
No orb, no orb. It's so hard to play defense without it. This should be enough to kill. Nephew gets his revenge, takes it 3-0 over Jot in dominating fashion, and will be working his way to the grand finals, where he is going to face up against an opponent that he is definitely very familiar with. Look, grand finals in the East Coast, Punk, Idom, no surprise. Grand finals West Coast, Samurai, Nephew, again, no surprise.
Yeah, we've seen this story in the Capcom Pro Tour, right? Especially last year when they've gone neck and neck against each other in both qualifiers, and it's looking to be the same even from this year, actually, right? Nephew is going to be in a very peculiar spot coming in from the loser side. He does need to make that reset happen first in order to potentially take it down against Samurai. However, Samurai, as calm and cool as ever. Let's see what kind of plays he makes against Nephew to deter him from this momentum. He's been on a tirade, honestly. He's been taking down, Chris CCH pretty convincingly. He took down Jot reverse 3-0 from what we saw. At least, man, that was, well, not reverse 3-0, excuse me, just straight up 3-0.
Right, 3-0, yeah. And you know what? The thing is, Samurai and Nephew have been playing against each other a lot, but I really do feel like Nephew has had the upper hand versus Samurai. He's definitely beat Samurai in a lot of big tournaments recently. So you got to imagine that means Samurai has probably practiced against Colleen a lot. So I'm really curious to see if he is going to go with the Ryu or the Akuma, and if he has any sort of new strategies to go up against Nephew, because even though Nephew's coming from the loser's bracket and he needs to win 2 sets of 3 out of 5, standard double elimination rule set here, I really feel like Nephew might be kind of favored coming into this based off of their history.
I think you might be right in terms of statistics. I think Nephew is the one that's been in control in most of these sets that they've encountered each other in for a lot of these events. And to be honest, I'm concerned for Samurai a little bit. I want to see what he has to bring to the table this time differently. I want to see what he does to control Nephew in the neutral. And I also want to see if Akuma is still going to be the pick, because I've heard numerous interviews with Nephew and how he's already calculated the game plan against Samurai's Akuma.
Interesting. Well, here it is, grand finals. It is going to be Ryu. Colleen for Nephew. Ryu for Samurai. It's grand finals. Let's go.
And this is a perfect time to use this character for Samurai because of the safety net he has with those 3 games.
Nice whip punish. And there it is, the heavy kick getting the corner carry, but then the walk back, the shimmy, even on defense from Samurai.
Yeah.
Don't have to be the one, it doesn't have to be your turn to get the shimmy. You can do it even on the defense as well. Oh! But there it is, now Nephew getting the shimmy.
Oh, that trade combo would have been sick, but I feel like Nephew was a little bit too far off to get the target combo after, so he resorted in that stand medium punch. The reversals out as Samurai trying to regain his composure, but no, Nephew was crisscrossing him. All the applesauce everywhere.
I didn't think the air throw was going to kill, so he goes for the frame advantage instead. Right choice. Nephew taking round number 1. Like I said,
oh my god! Don't blink. Don't even try.
I feel like Nephew has definitely had kind of the advantage over Samurai. Like, I want to call this a rivalry right now, but rivalry's got to go back and forth, and I feel like Nephew definitely has the advantage mentally in this match.
Picking away at Samurai with some of those normals, finds the target combo activation into trigger, a big tech from the side of Samurai, but again, Nephew can just close the gap so easily with his character and force some of these tick throws and still have a little bit of trigger left, but you're in kill territory. What's going to be the win con? You get an opening for a critical art, or are you going to get back thrown? Or are you going to get hit with a bunch of little normals?
I mean, he's not even in win con condition right now. He's got to drain Nephew down to where the super... Oh, here's a good opportunity. No, actually, it's just going to be the chip. Never mind.
Yeah, Nephew was in control the whole time, right? Samurai was not able to leave this corner. It was so intimidating because of the amount of resources Nephew had. So his win con could have came in a ton of different ways. Samurai was just waiting for the inevitable, I feel like.
Yeah, so let's see right now. Is Samurai going to stick with Ryu, or is he actually going to switch over to Akuma? Maybe the Ryu pick isn't going to work out for him, so I'm really curious to now see what Samurai is going to decide to do. But again, Nephew definitely having his number. It is going to indeed be Ryu, staying with the Ryu.
Procedure plays out again. Samurai up to a great start so far.
Okay, yeah, getting a lot of throws himself here. We saw that in the last match versus Jot, that Nephew got a billion throws. Got him throwing. The hail's gonna combo. And now corner. This is where Nephew is so scary.
A back throw will stun. Instead goes for the shimmy. Samurai is not going to be biting, except the V reversal comes out. He does have enough bars to build himself another one, or at least enough life, I should say.
There's that +5 on whip throw again. It's so hard. Oh boy. One hit. There we go. And Nephew's going to complete this comeback against Samurai. Nephew firing on all cylinders right now.
He's gone for throw baits a good majority of the time against Samurai, and Samurai still reluctantly pressed that throw. He's like, I feel like it's gonna come out.
And here's this corner position again. Nice, out of there with the Tatsu. Nice stuff from Samurai. Remember, we talked about how Idom was able to find his way out of the corner against Punk. Samurai's got to do the same thing against Nephew.
No whiff punish in sight there from Samurai either. You've seen Nephew flex that option of low medium kick in neutral at least 2 times in a row, but man, Nephew still always finds the mark with that background. How Samurai with the EX, get off of me.
Oh, he's gonna get the cross up. And now the corner position for Samurai, but look at this. The buttons of Colleen, they just reach so far. Back throw, then tricks you into standing up, gets the combo. Nephew up 2-0. He is trying to speed run this first set right now.
We've seen this kind of momentum earlier in the bracket. We've seen this kind of momentum from him in the Capcom Pro Tour. If Samurai does not make the adjustments now, he is in deep, deep trouble. If Nephew gets this reset, no matter what character Samurai picks, I feel like it's going to be extremely difficult and low percentage for him to actually make the comeback happen. But we'll see. Can Samurai find the clutch within him to seal this game?
Interesting decision. I would have thought that he would go to Akuma, so he kind of has an idea of which character to go with in the next set if he can't make his comeback, you know?
Very valid point, too. You know, I'm right there with you, James, but the fact of the matter is he's sticking it out with Ryu. There's something about Ryu that he sees in the matchup against Colleen.
Oh, what a check with that standing medium punch. All right, that's going to get Samurai out of the corner, but Nephew and Colleen in general just is so good at taking you all the way to the corner off of any hit with the EX Parabellum. Look at this movement from Colleen. It's so scary to fight against because she's got that little micro dash with V trigger too.
Yeah. I feel like it's like a stutter step, just the way it animates, right? Oh. He did get the counter hit, crouch jab, but opted to go for the low forward. Not gonna be connecting. Oh, but that's gonna be a big hit. And thankfully, again, Samurai manages to get the throw. Thank God they gave him that buff. Low medium kick into Tatsu, no matter standing or crouching.
Yeah. It's a nice little fair thing that he has. Oh, no whip punish? Okay, there we go. DP. Samurai looking strong here, so maybe we'll be able to carry this momentum into the next set, or maybe he can rattle off the 3-0, the reverse sweep like Nephew did to Chris ECH, and won't need the next set.
Oh, this is going to be huge now, Samurai. This is the first time we've really seen him take control against Nephew. Now bullying in this corner with EX, with the fireball. EX Parabellum coming in from the side of Nephew.
Yeah, and it's one of the reasons why you see Samurai taking so many throws. He's been susceptible to the shimmies a couple of times already. So that just sets up, you know, Samurai not wanting to hit any buttons, and so he's gonna take some of those throws.
Right. Samurai just being very patient with the fireball game from mid-range, right, and checking immediately after. There's the V-break, and this might be a return from Nephew. But no, the harassment ends. Samurai is still alive in this first part of the grand finals with a check on the movement with low forward.
Yep, again, waking up with the low to stop people trying to shimmy you. It's all part of that, you know, rock, paper, scissors mix-up in Street Fighter V. If you think they're good, I mean, shimmy is going to punish the throw teching every single time. But if you think they're going to shimmy, wake up with that button, dude. Wake up with the crouching medium kick and hit them walking backwards.
Back to the fireball game. Oh boy, he thought he could check the movement against the Nephew with that low forward, just went all the way through it. I think he tried to buffer, and exactly what happened. Nephew just happened to be within range to block still. Fireball game being very prominent in this matchup.
Backdash, and there it is. Remember I said that empty jump into the crouching medium kick, and we saw it right here, shades of what he used to do in Street Fighter 4.
Acting again, pumping away with a stand, light punch, and even crouching to make Nephew think the fireball is coming. Eventually it will, but it's just a matter of whether or not Nephew's going to be ready for it and react appropriately. No amount of math can really convince Samurai to do otherwise, right? We've seen that Nephew from that video from Nephew.
Oh, that's going to be a combo. Yep, into the Tatsu. Chases down the backdash fireball, not close enough to combo. He just needs one more hit now. Samurai looking like he is dominating the neutral suddenly, and I feel like a lot of that comes from the better fireball usage. Oh!
Oh my god, nice and easy. Yeah, it was just so much tension building up, and Samurai was just going to cut it with that stand light kick, with the toenail at that. Nephew coming to Samurai's discipline and control overall, right? It's been a fantastic showing from Samurai, really changing it up, not getting himself forced into the corner as easily, putting these fireballs out there as an immediate threat and forcing Nephew to spend this bar. But I will tell you what, Nephew does a great job of getting an opening with the bump. And no, Samurai was eventually going to show that card off. It's a matter of time.
Oh, but gets the throw tech there, gotta figure a way out, uses the V reversal to try to get himself, but then walks himself back into the corner. Nice check, but then the crouching medium kick, not enough range. Here comes Nephew. He has been so strong when he gets this corner position, activation, saw the V reversal, gets the counter.
That was beautifully executed from Nephew, hook, line, and sinker. So much time after that activation to respond with anything really against Samurai, and he chose probably the best outcome. Oh, you cannot! I repeat, you are not allowed to throw a fireball. Colleen is de-triggered.
Look at that, Nephew now wresting the control back from Samurai. Oh, but nice dash up, caught Nephew swinging with the counter hit. Goes low too far.
Go ahead, James. I was going to say the difference is there.
Caught with the crouching medium kick. The fireball was too far away for it to combo, however. One of the problems with Ryu, crouching medium kick into fireball is not a guaranteed combo. Nice, gets through there once again with the projectile invul. And here we go, Nephew with the pressure. We've seen this so many times, checking with those crouching medium kicks, forcing Samurai to use the V reversal, but now a back throw. Here we go.
This is absolutely huge for Samurai, but you see that trigger down below from Nephew. Samurai is so reluctant to do anything, but still gets opened up with a low, and it's all Nephew throwing that V reversal. Good read.
Okay, yeah, using the EX fireball, gets the counter hit. Samurai ties it up 2-2. So maybe he didn't need to test out the Akuma. This might be the right choice. Can he do this? Can he reverse 0-2 to a 3-2 victory, just like Nephew managed to do against Chris CCH? Will Samurai give Nephew a little taste of his own medicine and really cement this as a true rivalry?
Man, that's a very impressive feat from Samurai. Again, we mentioned it. If there's a moment for him to actually regain the momentum, it is absolutely right now, because I think I like Nephew if he were to go for the reset, to be honest with you. So Samurai impressing all of us right now. It's been very, very clutch. This is something that we haven't seen in quite some time, right? It's been a while, but Samurai is living up to the name, still making it work with Ryu. It's gone down to the wire. It's going to be really close. It's so hard to call.
Yep, like I said, the classic Ryu pick for Samurai. Ryu coming into this season with, about 3 pages of buffs or something like that.
Yeah, just about.
And definitely much more formidable than before. And look at this, Samurai tying it up 2-2. Looks like sounds like Nephew is taking the opportunity maybe to think about it. I don't expect a character change. I don't expect a trigger or a skill change. I think this is just Nephew taking the time, maybe getting some texts from Punk or something, or from friends, trying to get some tips here. Could be happening.
So some of the... Oh, wait a minute!
Wait a second! What?
A full-on switch to Rose against Samurai's Ryu. Granted, if Nephew wins this part of the set, he gets to reset back into Colleen, because it is a brand new set, technically. But right now,
this is a Ryu champ if I've ever seen one. Busting out the brand new DLC character, the latest DLC character. Nephew trying to pull a fast one on Samurai here.
Well, we'll see if Nephew falls, or sorry, if Samurai falls for it.
Oh, he's gonna get the jump in and the combo. Oh, not a counter hit though, so that wasn't gonna be a true link.
Underneath the fireball, EX uppercut, reversal from Samurai, despite the slide actually hitting, stealing the turn away from Nephew, I feel like, from that range.
Looks like
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, Nephew going with V skill and V trigger one, so he's got the card projectile and the power-ups. But here comes Samurai. The throw is gonna be enough. Samurai is at tournament point.
And we've seen the kind of threats that Rose can present while in V-trigger, but we haven't seen that opportunity present itself just yet. Nephew has not been able to set up because Samurai has kept it within range for a whiff punish or to even get a mistake called out by Nephew with the fireball, right?
Yeah, we didn't even get any V-trigger activations the last round. Nephew just never had the opportunity to activate. Look at this, and he's just giving Samurai a bunch of free V-meter. I mean, not anymore because he's maxed out. But all those parries build up V-meter.
Oh, you cannot get past Nephew's anti-air capabilities.
Oh, that's gonna be a clean jump.
Hold on, here comes the dash up 2 times over. Oh, it's thrown now. It's all Samurai in control, but there's the activation off from Nephew. Do not get teleported on.
The empty jump. Okay, it goes for another throw.
Oh, the EX! EX spiral.
A nice block from Samurai. Okay, one more.
The back row is there for Nephew. Can he clutch it on a reset? A big tech from Nephew.
That was like the last wind frame on the window of teching.
Oh, it's down to the fireball ward. Samurai is complacent with playing this. The V skill is there, but not just enough for the trigger.
For the now. Oh, EX fireball.
Oh my God, don't land on it. 10 seconds left on the clock. Careful to
slide under.
You reset after the slide, the clutch going underneath the fireball and Samurai. I was gonna say I thought it was the reset. He just ties up the
Not quite.
Oh my God, I thought that was the reset.
Almost. Nephew now at reset point. Samurai at tournament point. Are we getting another set? Or is this it? Is Samurai going to take it?
Man. Nephew with the call out there with the low, with the slide in, actually just getting the throw with Samurai chucking the fireball as if he were chucking booms instead. That's wild.
Yeah, Nephew pushing too hard to try to get in on these fireballs, running into so much. Nicely done right there to punish the parry attempts. V shift out of there. And look at this, Samurai building the space. Good block on the teleport. No more V trigger for Nephew, and he's down so much health. Samurai is right there. He can feel it.
V-reversal to maintain this pressure. Nephew still firing with big interruption, trying to fight out of the corner. The spiral just to create a little bit of extra space. Another fireball's coming in from Nephew to kind of push Samurai away. The spiral going through the projectile. Nice punish here, but Nephew has a lot of life to climb up from.
And now this time it's Samurai's turn to eat fireball after fireball. Rose definitely winning this projectile war, catching up in life. And a little bit of the damage buff now from Rose. EX fireball to try to get that. Oh, I thought he was gonna go for the anti-air. Got it this time.
Enough to kill though. 8 seconds. Here comes Nephew. Oh my God, he just did it! He just went for the EXO spiral. He had a little bit of trigger left to make him safe anyway. But I swear to you, if Samurai had gone for the parry, it would have been lights out. It actually would have been lights out. That was so scary to even be a part of. Nephew resets the bracket with Rose. I repeat, you heard correctly. Nephew resets the bracket with Rose.
Nephew has definitely rose to the occasion and reset the bracket. They are both in the loser side now. It is a reset, but Nephew actually has the option to change characters again at this point in time. So let's see if he sticks with the Rose versus this Ryu, or even if Samurai switches to Akuma maybe to fight the Rose. But again, this is an interesting situation because this is a bracket reset. Nephew is not obligated to stick with the character that he won with. It is a brand new set. They can play whoever they want. So let's see what characters these players end up with.
And again, we kind of talked about this a little bit on the CPT yesterday, whereas somebody was coming in from the loser's side. Statistically, we haven't seen anybody really take down a tournament coming in from loser's side, but it's a different story, right? It is top 4. So considering what happened prior, I feel like, you know, Nephew would have, on any given day, could have been in that winner's spot. But as it stands right now, Nephew was coming in from the loser's side, as a matter of fact, against Chris CCH. Again, we're just setting it all up. Nephew making his way back in from the loser side to face off against Samurai after that impressive reset with Rose.
Yeah, and the downfall for Samurai is he really tried to play the projectile wars with Nephew for that one chunk of time, and he ate like 4 hits of fireballs, and even though 4 or 5 maybe, and even though each one of those individuals hits weren't a ton of damage, they all added up, and that put Nephew into the position where he was able to still take that game. Had he, I mean, the thing about it was Samurai was winning some of those projectile wars a little bit earlier, but if Rose gets into that established rhythm with the ability to use the card and the fireball and the EX fireballs, it can be a little bit tough for Ryu. And I mean, it's tough to say that Ryu losing a projectile war, but you know, it's Rose, so.
Yeah, soul sparks everywhere, changing up the timing, right? Also having access to the mine and the trigger as well. It really kept Samurai on his toes once all of those elements slowly started to come into play. But I don't think we're going to see that for the rest of this set, or at least maybe not until the end. We see the switch up back into Colleen in this brand new 3 out of 5 from the reset between Nephew and Samurai.
It's a really interesting choice here from Nephew. Like, he played the Rose to get himself back in here, maybe just to throw a monkey wrench, you know, a different look to Samurai, and it worked out, and now he's gone back to the Colleen. It's kind of an interesting psychological decision, but he can't be mad at it, you know?
Oh, 100%. Oh, now it's just unfortunate. Samurai might have thought he got him to confirm. Or maybe it was a buffer and like thinking Nephew was a little bit farther out than anticipated. But here comes Nephew now.
Oh, makes it over there with the leaping vanity step, the throw. Nephew basically taking all this momentum, I think, away from Samurai with that deflating, you know, Rose win.
So a little bit of a mirror image, right, when it comes to how he played in the first set between him and Samurai, right? Pushed Samurai to the corner a lot earlier than usual. Samurai actually was so reluctant to play the fireball game early, but I don't know if that's going to be the case right now. Like, Nephew is not even giving him a chance to do so.
He misses the throw. Samurai needing to make a comeback. He's got the trigger and he's got the meter.
Oh. More fireballs coming from the side of Samurai, really picking and choosing his spots to do so. You see the trigger.
Nice!
Oh boy.
Now, was he V-Trigger 1 last time and he's gone with 2 this time?
I don't believe so.
I think he was just using nothing but V-reversals last time, so we never saw the trigger. The meaty attack right there from Nephew. Samurai waking up, trying to do something. Nephew takes the official lead and goes up 1-0 over Samurai.
Again, you guys are tuning in to Nephew versus Samurai, who is... Actually, Nephew has made the full-on reset here, and it's looking pretty convincing the way that Nephew has maintained all of this momentum, bringing it right back, going for the jump immediately, and Samurai is just unfazed at this point in time, still maintaining the discipline to catch out all of the missteps and overextensions against Nephew.
Got hit out of the air by the hail, but no conversion from Nephew. Nephew has been on the brink of elimination by Chris CCH, was again on the brink of elimination by Samurai, has been making it through here. This is why a lot of people have been considering Nephew as one of the strongest, or if not the strongest player of NA West these days.
Yeah, no, without a doubt. Again, we're going to see if that comes to fruition. Samurai is still one of those guys that manages to clutch it out. The mental stack is not a big effect. Does not take any sort of effect against someone like Samurai. We'll see how it plays out with Samurai. The fireball game coming out from Samurai yet again.
Ooh, the classic whip a button and then throw it out again and have them walk into it.
Activation, checking the movement as well. Nephew now slowly cornering Samurai just within range of that standing heavy punch. And you see Samurai deliberating, right? He's trying to figure out when he can press the button, but at the wrong timing, he gets crush countered just like that. The V reversal creates some space for yourself, but it doesn't matter with Trigger. He's gonna just zoom back on in there and harass you with all of these normals.
Ooh, here we go. Good damage right there. Goes for the fireball juggle just to get more space as possible and some potential mix-ups. Okay, good block on the low, and yeah, that's where Samurai almost all of his V trigger. This is your ultimate. Are you kidding me? Just a heavy kick into critical art? Did he? Was the reaction based off of the noise? He hears the coins and just goes straight into the critical art. That was insane.
The back roundhouse, man, it comes out for quite some time, man. Nephew had all the time in the world to get that confirmed. I will admit that Samurai is a little on edge. I feel like just getting clipped by that. Again, the back roundhouse, but in all fairness towards Nephew, he does a really great job of planning that in the right places. That back roundhouse has caught so many people more often than not.
Now, Nephew far down behind, but we've seen so many comeback rounds from him against Samurai. Nephew knows he can still take this if he can just get a good sequence going. And Samurai has kind of had a little bit of trouble closing out some of these rounds. Here we go. Back into the sweep, into Parabellum for the mix-up. You're in the corner again.
Oh boy, oh boy, when do you even press a button, James? When are you allowed to press a button? You're not! That's the answer with a trick question! You get to repeat another grade of Street Fighter Elementary.
Did I not say there was no reason for Nephew to be concerned in that situation? Just had to find the opening. He got it one time, and then the pressure came through, and Samurai looks absolutely lost on that defensive end. Nephew reading the moments when Samurai wants to counter poke, getting the crush, reading the moments when Samurai is scared to press a button, getting the throws. Nephew is up 2-0 over Samurai now.
And what do you think Samurai needs to do, right? Because Nephew has been planning all of these normals just in the appropriate space, whether he's in V-trigger or not, right? He adjusts to what current state of Colleen he's at. So, again, it's so hard to tell. What is Samurai supposed to do when he gets locked down in this corner?
I mean, I feel like maybe he's playing a little almost too logically. Like, I feel like you kind of maybe have to swing. I don't know. The way Nephew is playing, I'm not sure what he can do at this point.
Yeah, it seems to be a lost cause in terms of answering that question. The back door is going to be more than enough, and Samurai knew that was one of the win conditions. So, the reversal's out. Can you react in time? You sure can. Oh, there it is. You talked about it earlier. You got to be a little bit of a nut.
And now, Nephew just one hit away. Samurai needs to do so much work. Nice tech. That is a classic from Nephew, but the shimmy works. And there we go. Nephew is at tournament point.
We talked about it earlier, right? We kind of set the stage for you. If Samurai gets locked into this corner yet again, Nephew will most certainly get away with it, but we'll see how it even gets there in the first place. Samurai doing his best. Man, that was a big trade, and good check on the forward movement. Back throw to check the EX parry. Nephew going into the raw activation from Trigger. Here comes the Ice Skull afterwards. Samurai very smart to defend against it very well. Nice back throw as well, resetting the situation.
Gotta also watch out. He's throwing those fireballs, but she can make it right through. Actually, she's out. She used the rest of that meter. So no more V-trigger now for Nephew. But again, Nephew has no reason to feel concerned being down this much in life. He has absolutely the ability to make this comeback. Oh, I like the challenge with the EX fireball. Not enough to kill just yet.
This is looking definitely in Samurai's favor, except for when this happens. Don't tell me I cursed it, James. Don't you tell me I cursed it.
Oh, watch him back. No punish on the throw whiff. +5 on whiff.
Oh my God! If Nephew gets one more sequence with bar, it's actually over. Trying to get the throw beat. Low forward check from Samurai. In the way. Nephew eliminates Samurai. He is your champion for the West. He clutches it out all the way back.
And I told you, the way that these two have played, they have run into each other so often in so many top 8s, but I really feel like even now, and especially now, I should say, that Nephew just has Samurai's number right now, even though they play against each other a lot of the time.
Speed dial.
Yeah, this is starting to feel like a Federer versus Roddick situation. They asked Roddick one time, how's the rivalry? And Roddick's response was, it's not a rivalry if I never win. And so, can we even call this a rivalry at this point in time? Nephew just dominating over Samurai here in this grand finals, taking it from the loser side bracket. He is your NA West champion.
It's been absolutely wild seeing how it all went down, starting even from the east, coast to coast to the west. A lot of these things have been just so fun to watch and just hard to call. I'm going to be absolutely real with you guys. We've been doing this for quite some time, right? But man, some things are just completely unexpected. That Rose pick coming from Nephew, we've seen it before, but not at this capacity. We have not seen it on this particular stage in a grand finals clutch situation where he had to reset against Samurai.
Yeah, and that Rose pick was, I mean, talk about galaxy brain, right? Just pick that Rose, throw a loop in there, get the win, and then go back to Colleen. Try to shake up the rhythm a little bit that Samurai was getting against the Colleen. Just kind of throw in just enough of a change of pace to kind of, kill that foundation that Samurai was playing with, and it worked. And it worked. You immediately switched back to the Colleen, took it 3-0, and there you go. Nephew is now, I mean, keep in mind, both of the players are going to represent at the November EVO event. But Nephew is the one that's going to take the first place finish.
Yeah, and again, just to kind of reiterate, we saw what happened in the East. Idom was actually the victor with a very impressive run. He faced off against Punk 2 times over in the winners finals and into the grand finals. So Idom is also the representative for the East. And then going over to here, Nephew with that impressive play throughout the entirety of it. Samurai as well, again, starting off strong against Jot 3-0, and actually trying to at least defend himself as we see into the bracket. Nephew could have gone down early. We saw what happened between Chris CCH. It was actually a nail biter, so it could have been a whole different timeline had Chris CCH moved on, but that's not the case. So Jot, Nephew, we saw what happened. Nephew took it down 3-0. In fact, that was the double jeopardy situation we mentioned earlier. Jot was the one that sent Nephew into losers in the first place, but Nephew finding that redemption as well as a seat into the throne and fought against Samurai and dealt the killing blow in that reset.
All right, and so there you have it. That is the Street Fighter V action that we have here in the North America region. I mean, a lot of them were the players that we were expecting in NA East. We had Idom versus Punk in grand finals. In NA West, we had Samurai versus Nephew. Now, while Nephew continue his, streak here and showing that he probably is the strongest in the West, the argument in the East with Idom and Punk still there. Who is the best in America, maybe even in the world? Is it Punk or is it Idom? That storyline is continuing on, and that one definitely continues to be a rivalry between those two amazing players.
Right. And again, that pretty much wraps up everything here for the North America region for Street Fighter V. We do want to appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. James, any final thoughts before we give ourselves a goodbye to the folks at home so they can enjoy even more EVO later on this week?
Yeah, again, obviously things are different this year. We're playing these things online. It's not quite the same as being able to get into the big arena, the stadium, with everybody watching, but I do hope everybody has been enjoying this. and let's let's keep staying safe out there. Let's please, obviously a lot of this Delta variant, etc., we're getting into this kind of resurgence. Please continue to stay safe out there, continue to social distance and wear your masks out there. Let's get back to the point where EVO 2022 we can get back to the offline, we can see each other again, and we can cheer for our favorite players in a stadium with thousands of other people cheering alongside you. It's an atmosphere that cannot be rivaled, that cannot be replicated, and I can't wait for EVO to get offline again. So hope to see you guys all there next year for EVO.
Couldn't say it any better myself. Honestly, that pretty much wraps it up for all of us here for Street Fighter V here at EVO 2021. We hope to see you guys for the next one. Keep tuning in for more information as well. Follow EVO on all social media platforms, as well as hitting that button, that follow button right now to check in for the next fighting game event. From all of us here to you guys, keep being safe, enjoy fighting games, and please, please be safe. We'll see you for the next one. Take care.